But yeah, what was I gonna say? Oh yeah, we was talking about having faith in the Lakers.
I don't know if
I didn't see more.
But I think whoever we run into in the first round is gonna have a hard time.
Definitely, I agree with that.
That's why I got faith. You definitely don't want to see us in no situation, but like I said, you feel me? We got LeBron, like this is LeBron James, and Anthony Davis is gonna play like peak AD.
Facts.
You feel me? Like we
Has
can in a 7-game series. All we gotta do is make the playoffs, in my opinion.
Right.
In a 7-game series, whoever we go up against, like you gotta be on your A game.
Yeah.
You gotta really come see about us. You feel me?
Okay, so that's it. If it's the Warriors, we can have faith about us being a tough out. Or I mean, are we having faith about us winning or being a tough out? I got faith in the Lakers. I do got faith in us making the playoffs.
I got
But
faith
from
in us
there,
winning.
if we gotta go against the Warriors in the first round, that's a 6-game series. I think the Warriors win that series.
We
Either
can
in
win.
6 or 7. I don't see a scenario that they lose.
I'm
that
not
series.
giving no predictions yet because for one, you feel me? What I'm saying right now is still pending the trade deadline coming up.
That's true.
On
Warriors are
Thursday.
still hurt too.
And then that's the second thing I was gonna say. You feel me? It's the NBA. You feel me? Injuries,
Yeah,
COVID,
yeah.
everything. Like for either team, for us or
Yeah,
the Warriors,
that's
like
facts.
COVID, injuries, anything. So I'm not counting us out. No.
Yeah, not at all. Yeah, nobody should count us out. Oof.
It's
They
LA,
look
baby.
good.
We done been through worse. man.
Last
It's
4 or
LA,
5
baby.
games, even if they lost, they looked like they wanted to win. That's all that matters. Like you need to look like you care about this game. Like
Nah, yeah, it's LA, man. It's tough either way. You don't want to play at the Staples Center. You feel me? You do not want to do that.
I was telling Tatiana that she was like, she said something about she said something about Russ, and I said nobody cared about it when it's on the Thunder, when it's on the Wizards, and y'all one of the worst teams in the league. When you come to the Lakers, at pretty much the most story fans are like, yeah, you got the Celtics, but like
No,
we know, we know who really is the best looking. It's the Lakers. When you come to the Lakers now, every tiny little move he make on that court is like,
On
Russ
and
does
off
this,
the court.
you do this. Yeah, but in terms of his critiques, he don't really got no critiques off the court. You know, he does a lot for communities, but on the court is where most of his critiques are. Right. And every turnover, it's like, okay, if you had 6 turnovers when you played OKC, we just looked at the stat line and say you had 6. Now all 6 of your individual turnovers are being broadcast on social media for a week. Every single turnover, and it's just different now. Like
got a whole segment dedicated to Russ.
You literally, you feel me? And now it's like you can't make those same mistakes that you was allowed to make when you was playing on bum teams. You can't come here and do that stuff. Like you have to evolve. You don't get to bring that game here.
Right.
Like, man, so
that's a fact. That's a fact. Look at this Vegas is crazy right now. Man. all them people out on the strip. A big weekend.
Facts. That's why I love Vegas. I don't want to live in like Montana. Ain't nothing going on out there. Like
right.
this is a hub.
Never,
like
never see the pro.
Fact. Like y'all ain't do nothing. This is where you want to be.
But shit, man, y'all ready to kick the show off?
Oh, Grits and Ham.
Yes, sir. Another episode. Feeling Footsteps Podcast, man. And I'm with the gang. It's Darius.
Big Chapo.
Elijah.
Yes, sir. We back with another edition, man. This is the first Black History Month episode.
Facts.
Man.
Happy Black History Month.
Happy Black History Month.
y'all.
And with that being said, man, I'm elated to be here with 2 legends.
Elated. Special ones.
Happy to be here with John Sally and
we got a special guest.
Michael J. White.
We got a famous actor here. We got Forrest Whitaker has come to our podcast today. Thank you for being here, sir.
Right. What you were saying, Elijah? What you was about to say?
Oh, I said, speaking of elated, happy belated.
Oh yeah. My birthday was the other day, man. 2 days ago. 25 of this thing. Thank you, my guy.
Quarter century.
Dope.
Yeah, man. We started testing a quarter century.
Man,
Man, it's getting mania out here. It's getting hectic. Yeah.
Hope we got another 25 moto.
Shit.
Need it.
Multiples.
Facts. Like bare minimum 25. Like,
Right.
Yeah. We should have had like a Black History Month fun fact.
Topic.
Yeah. Or like a topic. I didn't forget it was Black History Month, but that wasn't on my mind when I was writing stuff down. So we definitely
Every month is Black History Month.
facts. That's facts.
That's why.
They gave us a week, turned it into a month, and said be happy.
Yeah, every month is
Every
Black History,
month.
Black History Year.
Yeah.
Facts.
Black History Decade. Fuck it, we taking over this 2020s.
Facts.
That's crazy because when you think about Black history, at least in Western culture, we usually only think about like recently, like post or slavery and all in
Yeah.
between. We don't really mention the fact that Black people have been around like since ancient times. Like
Facts.
there's Black people in ancient Greece.
Facts. They were the first.
Yeah.
That specifically needs to be said.
Yeah.
The first people in pretty much every major continent look like this. Like
The first ninja was black.
facts.
The first,
First
samurai was black.
Yep.
The first everything was black.
Real warrior, like
Ancient-
a warrior.
yeah.
Not Bruce Lee. Bro, I shout out to Bruce Lee. I rock with Bruce Lee, but
Yeah.
the OGs of what he does look like this. That's
Yeah.
true. Like that, they didn't look like Bruce Lee.
Right.
Like, that's just, it's true. Like,
That's a fact.
man, it looked like that.
Yeah.
Like, but,
That's a fact. That's a fact. So what y'all want to start out with today, man?
okay, so I want to start with this fun fact because I learned it yesterday and I thought it was pretty cool. So I was looking at things that are related to my birthday. So I already knew that Rosa Parks had my birthday. The dude who played Alfalfa as a little boy, he has my birthday. I got a bunch of cousins, older sister, all of that. So I got into like events, like historical events and stuff. Facebook was officially launched on my birthday, and YouTube was created around. It was the day after my birthday. They officially had their CEO and like launched on the 5th. They like publicized the whole company to the world on the 14th of 05. But I learned about how YouTube got started. So YouTube got started by 3 dudes that used to work for PayPal. They worked for PayPal with Elon Musk.
Yeah.
All of them are regular dudes. PayPal blow up, Elon Musk becomes Elon
Right.
Musk, sells the company to eBay. These people are now like, okay, well, him selling that company, everybody at the company got rich. He obviously made the most. They all walked away multi-millionaires. Some of them like, I don't want to work for PayPal no more. You know, like the company's obviously going to downsize. They're going to keep certain departments that they got to keep, but they're going to cut what they got to cut. So these 3 are like, we all rich, pretty much like us 3. We all just got rich and quit our jobs, basically. And now they're at the point where like, well, I don't want to like not work forever. So like, what are we going to do? Hey, you like videos? I love videos. And you like videos? I love videos. Boom. We already got the bag, and YouTube was birthed in almost that same instant, pretty rapidly, but like in that same scenario of we built a popping company, it got popping, we sold it, we got rich, was gonna work for another company instead, we built another company. I think that is like, that's a fascinating story. Like nobody has a story like that. Everybody got like their own like humble beginnings, like we started in the garage or we was poor, this, that, and the third. There's a story of youngins. They were early 20s, got rich early. Like that's, to start something even bigger now is YouTube. Like that, I don't even think they imagine that they would build YouTube.
Right.
That is, everybody has like a favorite like social media app, but YouTube is like the commonality amongst everybody. I like Instagram, you like Facebook, you like Twitter, but we all really, really, really love YouTube too. And that's always gonna be like that common ground. So I think like that's crazy that y'all just stumbled upon a great idea, had the bag already, and built a monster. Now, of course, they're way richer than they ever would have been, but like,
Right.
You remember
Man.
when YouTube didn't have ads?
yep,
That was crazy.
Yep.
Like, just think, I remember when I first started seeing YouTube ads, I was like, what the hell is this?
I-
Like, why are you stopping my video
Facts.
for this?
Right.
Like,
They
if I
not
wanted
there.
to watch ads, I'll watch TV.
Facts.
I don't even remember when YouTube didn't have ads.
Yeah.
Keep it real.
yeah, that started getting out when we was in high school.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't even remember way back when. Man.
I remember that shit. And then I remember thinking one day, once it had become a thing that ads existed, it probably was like a year or 2 into ads being a thing. And I was like, man, one day we gonna see like 2 and 3 of these motherfuckers. And sure enough, over the course of time,
you
one of 2,
Bro,
one of 3.
They'll throw a 5-minute advertisement.
Facts.
On your shit.
Don't throw an
Facts.
hour.
They'll
Don't
throw-
put
No,
like
there
a whole
are
ad.
multiple
like
hour-long. Now some
music
of those I
videos,
watch.
they'll
Some of
play
them are debates.
They'll
Those
play a
actually
pilot episode of a show.
Facts.
They'll play a music
Yeah.
video.
Facts.
Like,
They'll play a whole
whatever.
thing.
I'll be in the shower, like, listening to a YouTube video, then it goes to an ad, and I'm like, all right, this should be ending pretty soon.
Right, and it's still.
This shit is still going. I'm like,
man talking, he's selling a prescription
shower,
pill.
man.
Like, dog, I don't want to buy this.
The rest of your shower ad.
Facts. That is ridiculous.
No, that's a fact. That's a fact. But that's a testament, low key, to like them they mods. You feel me? Like the PayPal story is great in that regard. You feel me?
Fact.
Like these 3 people that went and started PayPal, one become Elon Musk. Like you take the money that you made from selling PayPal to start Tesla, SpaceX,
Yeah.
and then you feel me? The rest of the crew go on to start YouTube.
Like what?
Talk about
What?
like a family tree, like nigga, that's crazy.
Like we touching everything, and then YouTube bought by Google, so they got that. So that just extends it. Like if you gonna tie into Google, Google's tied into everything. Like technically YouTube tied into everything.
Right.
Like, it is Google
and
for
both,
videos.
and all of that is like something like completely different from the PayPal shit.
Yeah, different realm. That's a conglomerate in a way, like not literally, but in a sense of being so multifaceted.
Right.
And among the elite in all of these industries. You ain't just in it. You are the, like you bringing up SpaceX. Like he is the benchmark of space exploration. Like we got Jeff Bezos, but he following in line behind Elon Musk. So NASA looking at Elon Musk. What that nigga doing over there, bro? Like so yeah, that's crazy to be a trailblazer. Like you ain't even just thriving. You are the man in so many different things.
The bar.
That's crazy. Yeah, like
imagine they all stayed cool and that was like a corporation, a conglomerate, and then we on space and we in space, we on, you feel me, the ground, we got Tesla, and we on, man, y'all, you feel me, y'all time, y'all entertainment, y'all attention with YouTube, like, man.
That would have been crazy.
They'll probably be.
They would have had to break that company up.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, they would have tried.
Yeah.
They would have had enough money to be like, no.
Like,
facts.
Like,
we're the government now.
You feel me? Type shit. So shit, like we lucky they split.
We're the government now. Like that really would have been the mentality.
No.
That was the mentality of other cartels that existed. Like,
Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, I see. That's a good fun fact because I always knew Elon Musk's story, but I didn't know.
Yeah.
I didn't know that the credits of YouTube came from.
directly. Like we
From that-
we
from
quit
that
that job and built this literally almost at the same time. Like as soon as that money hit the bank account, they start brainstorming. Like that's crazy. Y'all didn't build YouTube.
That's crazy. That's see. So now I want to ask y'all about like. So. Man, like I don't even know. Like that made me think about like what's your passion versus like some shit that just makes some money. You feel me?
Yeah.
Because like I said, that's something completely different from PayPal. Like y'all sold PayPal, and went on. It's like, are y'all passionate about any of this shit, or y'all just like we found a niche to make money here. We found a niche to make money here. Like wherever the money is, type shit. To go from PayPal to YouTube or PayPal to. Like I think Elon Musk really care about like Tesla and SpaceX. Like,
Yeah,
I think
those are his babies.
passion
Yeah,
projects, you feel me? Like
he loves those.
PayPal was just something like
This got me rich.
We flipping that, you feel
Right.
me? We flipping that real quick.
I could see if they didn't necessarily have a passion for one thing, their general background is that they're tech geeks. You know, software nerds. You know, like that. So I think as long as something is in that realm, they could kind of still feel like, well, that's my passion. I didn't necessarily have a passion for PayPal, but it was software, it was technology. We got to work on it, we got to build on it, and it came out a dope ass product. Now we're working on a different type of technology. You know, like I could kind of see that being the thinking as opposed to, all right, we didn't give a fuck about PayPal, but we loved YouTube. YouTube is our baby. Like we really look at that as our baby. Like maybe they don't have a baby. You know, like neither one of these businesses they cared about or had a passion for. Maybe all of it was just a bag, and as long as they just got to be in that tech space, because it's an environment. Like how we was talking about, like going to have you ever been to any cool tech environment? Mm-hmm. Shit like Google, like it's not. Yeah. Like I have a passion for that, but he got a passion for it. He got a passion for it. They got a passion. So it's like that whole atmosphere of working on a PayPal or a YouTube is like they are immersed in it. It's not just my brain. It's like what I'm looking at, what I'm hearing. Everything I'm participating in is some way, shape, or form tied back into technology. And as long as that's that, I don't need to have a passion for anything else. I can see that being their mentality. Like, but that is a good question. Like, what if your passion don't bring you that bread? Like, are you gonna be willing to do something that you don't love?
I feel like some people is just like creators or like visionaries.
Yeah, but you just got it. It's in you.
Like
you was destined for it.
I find a niche somewhere, a hole in some industry. You feel me? And I'm gonna build the technology. You feel me to do that?
Yep.
You feel me? Like I'm just a builder. I'm just a creator.
Right. I just do this. Like it's a niggas just got skill. I can see somebody like that. Like I just do this.
Like
Like you don't know what to say. I just do.
Like J. Cole, for instance, I feel like his main passion is basketball, but he just so happens to be a really good rapper
and a really terrible basketball.
Right.
Yeah. Like you were forced. This is not you.
But being a good rapper gave him like the opportunity to play professional basketball.
Yeah,
they wouldn't let him on that team if he wasn't J. Cole.
Facts.
He was a regular ass American Jermaine. Go back to your
talking bad about it.
Facts.
Talking bad about
That's interesting. I can see that though. Maybe because I didn't even think about that. Well, maybe that applies to most people though. I think how his true passion is something that he wasn't really good in. So he was forced to participate in something he was super good in. Me, I feel like what is the number one thing I like more than anything in the world? I might say basketball.
Right.
I might say like obviously I love learning. I'm my kid, shit like that. But I mean like a thing that I do.
Like that you gotta really like do every day.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And enjoy it, peak enjoyment every single time.
Right.
It probably is basketball. I could talk about basketball all day, every day. Every time me and him go play basketball, we be in extreme heat or cold, and we have to let that weather decide. Like, all right, it's too hot, bro. We've been out here for a long ass time. We're all right. It's starting to get a little cold. It's time to go. But until then, though, we gonna be out there. Like we gonna be out there until we can't no more. We generally will just go. And I think like maybe I love basketball. Like, I could watch it all day, talk about it, do everything related to it. But I'm not good enough to play college basketball. I'm not good enough to play in the NBA. So at that point, if I ain't gonna make no money from this, you still got bills and responsibilities and obligations in life. And you better go do something else, you better go learn a skill. Most people might feel that way. Most people love knitting.
Put it that way.
Make no bread knitting.
A majority of people, just doing some shit for the check to maintain.
Yeah, I gotta live.
To live. That's a fact. That's a fact. So it is a blessing to be doing what you want to do. But I feel like that's like a common thing that people say though is like chase your passion. You feel me? And the money will come type shit. How you feel about that statement then?
I believe that to be true, not as often as that sentence suggests. If I look at the sentence in and of itself, it sounds like a one-size-fits-all. Where as long as I'm chasing my passion with an undying sense of discipline, I'm going to get there and I'm going to make all the money in the world. That is not true at all. At some point, niggas want to rap. Look, okay, rap, I get it. We all got a million friends and family that rap. I don't ever want to tell nobody stop rapping. But
so if you had to make it concise, what would be your version of that quote?
Find a realistic passion. Or like I might even abandon the word passion. My life is built on skills. I tell you that all the time. Like the world got where it got by individuals having skills. No other way. This is a fact. We ain't got to get into no boring economic lesson or nothing. The whole world got this far in life. Individuals had skills. That individual built Apple. That individual made cars. That individual made that fly ass hat. But now that gives you the happiness because when you buy that hat, now you go everywhere and you look fly. Now, if you're getting attention from girls or whatever, now you see like the trickle down effect of satisfaction. Like a nigga made a hat and that gave me satisfaction because when I walk into Walmart, he don't got shit to do with Walmart. I don't got shit to do with Walmart. We both deriving satisfaction coming from Walmart. Like the world, you gotta be good at something.
Even like you said about like this hat, like this is a company owned, paper planes are the company owned by Jay-Z. Like did he design this hat? No.
No.
You feel me? Like he's not he's a creative.
Right.
But I don't believe he designed.
He looked at that shit before it went live. Right. He had the check mark that.
His passion is just like shit. He a hustler. I just want the bread.
I make money.
But that's what I'm saying. I think we stumbled on a good conversation right here because I feel like a lot of people could relate. Like because you want to chase your dreams, you want to chase your passion or whatever, but. Like you said, you gotta make money. You gotta pay your bills. You got responsibilities to take care of. So that's a good conversation about chasing your dreams, chasing your passion, and versus like you gotta have food on the table.
Right.
You feel me? Like, and you said it's your life. I forget exactly how you said it, but your life is like a matter of skills. You feel me?
Yeah, yeah.
It's a matter of skills. Like, I'm a big dude. You feel me? How I made money before I became like independent. You feel me? Like I was working like labor type
Right,
jobs.
right.
You feel me? Like I'm in a union. You feel me? I'm doing like physical labor. You
Right.
feel me? Because that's easy for me. You feel me? Like that's like. Wherever job I had, they'd always be like, they'd always fuck with me, like, oh, like, you working hard, you getting a lot done,
Right.
you feel me, whatever type shit, but, like, I don't want to be doing this shit, like, I know I can do this shit, like, obviously, I'm good at it, obviously, y'all messing with me,
I don't want to
I'm
exert
making
this
bread,
energy
but I
every
don't
day.
want to do this,
Like,
I want my body to be around for a long
right,
time,
I want to
healthy,
be intact.
You feel me,
Like,
you feel me, whatever, so... You feel me? Like, you gotta go with your skills to make make a dollar, but
Yeah.
if you do have a passion, you feel me? If you do got something you want to do, chase it. Like when I was doing the manual labor jobs, I knew like that I wanted to be doing this instead of this. So I was taking my check from this, and you feel me, saving it up or investing it so I can put the money to be doing this.
Facts.
You feel me? So it's like a balance. You feel me? You gotta do what you gotta do. But if you want to chase your passion, chase your dream, you gotta make certain sacrifices, put the money away. Like I always looked at my jobs as stepping stools. Like shout out to my mom. She always told me that when I'll be mad, I'll call her mad about the job or I want to quit. She's like, don't worry, like that's just stepping stools. You're not gonna be there long. Like don't worry about whatever they talking about, what they got going on. Like this is a stepping stool to get where you going. Like, you know what you want to do.
Like
do what you want to do.
I feel like you should never. Well, I don't even think it's possible to truly abandon your passion. Like, if you abandon your passion, it probably really wasn't your passion.
Right.
Like you said, your passion is something that you can do all day long, not get paid for it.
Right.
You're in your zone
Right.
when you're in your passion. You might not be great at it, like at all. Like it's rare that your passion meets what you're good at. Like we were just talking about. So I think just like life is. You gotta approach it. You gotta be patient with it. You can't want it like at that moment if you love it that much. You just gotta love doing it because
the process.
I feel like if you just keep living life, you keep working hard at whatever you do, you're eventually gonna meet that passion somewhere. Like you'll find your little niche in that passion. A lot of people sucked at sports, but they love the sport so much that they became commentators. They became YouTubers who just talk about sports, and now they're making money off of it. That's their little niche. So I think, like you said, just keep your passion in mind. Don't abandon it. You can't abandon it, but like keep your passion in mind in whatever you do. It's not gonna come to you immediately. It's rare. It might take 30 years, but if it's still your passion in 30 years, shit, you might. I see people who are 50 years old on America's Got Talent singing because that's their passion. And it's like they're finally on TV getting exposure.
So I would think, I want you to go too, I want you to speak on this too, but I would think so your passion doesn't necessarily have to be your career. Would you say that? Like your passion doesn't have to be your career.
I agree.
If it's like you said, if it's your passion, you're gonna do it regardless. Like we still hoop, we still we not getting paid $1. We ain't never gonna see $1 from shooting at basketball, you feel me? But we love to do it.
Be out there though, right? Really be out there.
That's your ass.
Facts. Right, going back and forth, like really.
Right, fact.
Yeah, so go ahead, Mike.
No, go ahead.
I was gonna say just how you brought that up. Warren Buffett didn't get rich till 50. And I just saw this post about Quincy Jones. I don't know if his birthday passed or something, but it was talking about him. So the album Thriller is what really put him on the map as Quincy Jones.
That guy.
He was almost nobody. He had no major hits.
Right.
He had a couple little songs he was working on, no real major albums. He was 50 years old when Thriller came out. And so that's true. Like, if it take you 30 years, you feel me? If it's your passion, you're going to rock with it. Like, something bound to come of this. So I think that's crazy. Like, imagine having that undying like desire to do this. Like he probably wasn't living off of the money he was making. Fuck around and make Thriller. Thriller right now is still the greatest selling album ever. Right now.
Right.
He kicked up off that forever. Like Quincy Jones, the 20th is gonna be eating off of Thriller money.
If
you know, like
if something is your passion, you feel me, you gonna like being around, like if you around me and you like if you around me, you gonna know that something is my passion because it's gonna come off my tongue a lot. You feel me? Like it's gonna be spoken a lot. Like I'm gonna be like you never something that you never gonna leave. Like every time we link, we talk about basketball.
Right.
We talk about whatever. You feel me? Like that's just naturally what you gonna go towards. So you gonna have a you feel me a mind to be learning about it, trying to get better at whatever. Like even like a Quincy Jones, if you listen to him. Like he had like an interview or something a little bit ago. It's still kind of recent, but a little bit ago. But you can just tell like he is a music lover. Like,
right.
He don't give a fuck about talking about what he did. Like he was talking about Brazilian jazz music and like all this anything music. Like you could tell like this. He just loves the art of music. Right. You feel me? So if you fall in love with the art or with the process or whatever of doing what you want to do, you feel me? Like. It's just you just stick with it. I'm not gonna sit here and be cliche like it's gonna get you
right. Yeah.
But just stick to it. It's gonna you feel me. Now it's gonna even if it's not a financial, it don't become you feel me your career or financial whatever. It's gonna be an escape, an outlet.
Yeah, that's a fact
for your whole life. Like that's what's gonna like balance you, center you with the earth. You feel me? Like this is what I love. Like you gonna go to work and hate work every day, but you can get off work. And your mind is on the shit that you love.
That's I was gonna add a critique to what I said when you asked like if I had to give it in one concise sentence in relation to the passion shit. Exactly what you just said was perfectly how I was gonna try to create a sentence. Like stick with your passion but make money. I think that's what I would say. Stick with your passion but make money because the but make money the stick with your passion part is clear cut. Stick with your passion. But make money means if that don't equal that, stick with that, but go find something. You know, like if you gotta go work if you gotta go work at the grocery store, do that. Pay your bills, and then get just like you said, when you get home, fuck that job. I'm home now. Now it's time to Twitch, play video games. All right, now I get to do this. Now I'm on the computer or somebody building an app. You know, like whatever. It could be anything, but that's what I say. Stick with your passion, but make money. If that ain't making you no money, find something that does so that you're good. Like that comes before anything. Take care of yourself. Do whatever you gotta do to take care of yourself, but don't ever abandon your passions. That is you. It's your personality. Like
most people, and like even though we say that you might not make money off of it, most people who did just stick to the passion eventually made money off of it. Like
something.
Stan Lee in the 30s didn't think he was gonna have like a giant conglomerate of movies.
And built all of every superhero you like came from one brain. Like
from one dude.
Right.
And now he's dead now.
Yeah.
But in his later years, you saw him in every single one of those movies.
Literally every single.
Yeah, he a legend. He ain't gonna ring bells forever from what he did, from the shit that he just loved to do. You feel me? Like now you a legend forever. Name will be always known, remembered, tied to something. You feel me?
Yeah.
So yeah, I always follow your passion, man. That's something cool we started upon right there. I feel like a lot of people probably going through that.
Facts.
Like,
need to hear that. Need to hear a conversation about
going to work every day, like hating it type shit versus wanting to chase your dreams.
Especially at our age where you see plenty of people who seem to be chasing their dreams on social media.
Yep.
And you're like, damn, I'm barely making any money from this 9 to 5. Like, I'm a loser. Like,
right.
That type of shit makes you want to give up on your passion.
Yeah.
Which might be a wake-up call because that might not be your passion. That might be what you think is going to be your entry into that lifestyle, your entry into being famous and rich,
right,
and all those other type of stuff. But that's not what your passion should be. It should be like what you said, your escape.
Right.
When you go home to
facts,
to escape all of this.
Right. I like that. That was what's good.
Nah, yeah, that's dope. That's a good conversation.
Fact.
And shit. I'll just share something, you feel me, a little personal, you feel me, like, while we on this topic, because I really fuck with this topic that we talking about, like, your passion versus whatever, you feel me, like I said, I did all types of manual labor jobs and shit, like, I know I never wanted to do that shit, like, even before I was, like, really working in the field, like, going to college, like, that's just what niggas told us we was supposed to do, go to college, get your degree, whatever, like, I wasn't passionate about that, like, I went to college on a whole full ride academic scholarship. I would like my grades, my high school graduation GPA compared to my college GPA are two very, very different things. You feel me? Like that was the last thing I was worried about was going to class and getting 100% on every test in college. You feel me? Like I wasn't passionate about that. I was passionate at that time about like I knew I wanted to make money. I knew I didn't want to like work for somebody my whole life, making somebody else money type shit. Like I didn't know what I was truly passionate about. Like other than like I love basketball. I knew that wasn't like gonna be a career of mine.
Right.
But you feel me? Like it turned out like I always my passion, like you said earlier. I had a passion for learning.
Right.
You feel me? Like I didn't know exactly what or how I was gonna translate that into something. You feel me? But I know I like to learn. Like maybe not in this setting where it's formal. Go to class, take your test, whatever. Right. Listen to him, listen to her, whatever. All of this, all of that. But I had a passion for learning. I know I could learn whatever I wanted to. Like really, anything I really cared about. You feel me? I knew I could learn it like that. Right. You feel me? So, shit, you introduced me to trading in 2016.
Yeah, summer.
2016. You feel me? So. That's something
I've
been at the park with Dion, facts. And so I remember that vividly.
That's why I do too. That's why I know exactly where it was.
You feel me?
I know everything that happened that day.
Exactly, that whole day. But so that and even that, it wasn't immediately a passion of mine.
Right.
Like the way you introduced it to me with like,
it was quick conversation.
You feel me? Like the potential of it, like that's something to hear, obviously.
Yeah.
But we still fresh out of high school and shit. Like I'm still like, I don't know, niggas still on something. You feel me? Like everybody trying to make some money,
right?
I didn't know what it was on. You feel me? But over time, you feel me? Delving into that whole financial world.
Right.
You feel me? I felt I had a passion for economics, financial markets, and all of that in general. You feel me? So. It took me years from 2016 to the time I quit my final job in last year, 2021. You feel me? Like I wasn't necessarily making money from trading at that point where I quit my job. Like I was into trading. I knew I could make money if I really went at it, but I wasn't really necessarily making a living to where I could maintain my lifestyle.
It's possible,
but right. But I've been doing it. I've been on it though. You feel me? Like I knew I was passionate about it at that point. You feel me? So I knew that if I leave this job, you feel me? I have a passion. I have something that I could really go 100% on and really try to make work. You feel me? So you feel me? Like sometimes you gotta take a leap of faith. If you really that passionate, you really feel like you could do something. Like you gotta be realistic with yourself. Like, can you really do this? Do you have the savings? Do you have whatever to make it to the time? You feel me? The space, the cushion, to really be able to chase your passion, chase your dream right now. And you feel me? I was able to take that leap of faith because I had that passion the whole time. Because I knew I had that passion the whole time. I was doing the right shit with my bread, so I could end up chasing that passion when the time was right. You feel me? So you feel me? You gotta stay solid. You gotta know what you about, what you believe in, what you love. You gotta stay solid, man. You gotta stay solid. But yeah, I really feel with that topic, man.
Yeah, man, that was a dope topic. People won't let that one.
Yeah, stumbled upon it on accident. You feel me? That was a dope topic, though, for sure.
Transition.
Right, what else y'all got?
We could stick with the theme of something serious. I was gonna bring up the Joe Rogan stuff.
Yeah,
heard about that?
Yep, I had that.
So, I mean,
break down what's going on.
Yeah, that's what I'm about to say. So. These videos have resurfaced. These are not necessarily new. Some of these span between 10 to 12 years ago. But back then, they kind of surfaced, and he said a couple bad things, just wild. You know, he called black people. He said, okay, I have a license of humor. This shit was funny. I ain't gonna cap. Black people would probably be mad. It was funny. He said he was with his boys, and basically they were getting dropped off somewhere. And so they had casually been making a joke about Planet of the Apes. He said, nigga, they get out the cab. He said they walk into Planet of the Apes.
Right.
And that shit was kind of funny. He said it wasn't no white people at all.
Right.
So I can only imagine like where they ended up at. But he started talking about somebody was, I guess, mixed, and so he was commenting on the guest being mixed. He was like, okay, so you got a black body with a white brain. Like that's a cool merging
combination.
You know, trying to hang out like we not smart. You know, like what the fuck? Like, so yeah, he obviously he said the word nigger a lot.
Yeah.
Just it was a compilation of other videos. Now
he took down over 70 episodes.
Yeah,
he was saying that word.
I can't kill him for every single time he said that. The reason being, I'm not mad at a white person saying the word nigger if it's conversational. Like if
With
he's
the ER?
if they are actually having a conversation about something, if they're like if a white person told another white person, yo, we really shouldn't be saying the word nigger, I wouldn't be mad. Nigga, you said nigger. I wouldn't do that because he's not saying it maliciously. You know, no, they don't have the pass to be saying nigga or nigger at all. But I mean, if the conversation is literally about the word nigger, I don't kill a white person for saying the word. Like, it's not like they can't say the word. No. You can say this word. You can say the word nigger on any social media platform. You are not banned at all.
We about to fight it.
No, you can say it. You can type it. Like, they don't. But that's a part of the problem. Why isn't the word a part of community guidelines? Why can't I say I can't call somebody big head on Facebook, but I can call them that word and be totally okay. So, but in regards to like regular conversation, like
white people's platforms.
Yeah, but he was. Oh my fault. It didn't seem like he was saying it every single time he said like all the other stuff. He was obviously directly insulting black people. Yes, we're gonna be offended by that. Him saying the word he said, I gotta hear how he was saying it because it didn't sound like. Yeah, it didn't sound like he was calling black people that. He was just saying the word, which means so there's a potential for him to not have any ill intent. Whereas the rest of the stuff he was saying, there's obvious, like even if you're joking, you know what you're saying. That is never okay.
Whatever.
And
you feel me? Whatever you said up to this point, okay, cool. You apologize for it.
Yeah.
Whatever. You use it as a joke, whatever. Cool, whatever. Any violations from this point forward, now that we've had the conversation publicly,
facts.
It's
That's
a super violation. I don't care if you joking, whatever. Like, it's a super violation. Because if not, you feel me? If you use it again, I mean, your apology wasn't sincere. You feel me? You making light of the word,
right.
And you feel me? At this point, it's like purposeful. You feel me? So I'm not gonna kill him or hang him for you feel me anything from the past. Because in his apology, he said it's a word he hasn't used in a while. You feel me? Like. Whatever, you feel me? Like I'm a big proponent that you gotta teach people like how to treat you. You feel me? So people gonna make mistakes and then you correct it. You feel me? And if you violate after my correction, you feel me? Then whatever happens is what happens. You feel me? So that's where I stand on it. Like I ain't killing him. I'm not like I fuck with Joe Rogan. I don't think he racist or nothing.
Yeah.
I fuck with Joe Rogan. What you think about it, Melly?
I have some conflicting thoughts about it, just because.
Man, keep it real with us, man.
So he said it at a time where it was like the early 2000s, where at that time comedy wasn't as strict as it is now.
Right. It was really comedy.
Yeah, like comedians weren't getting Netflix deals at the time. They weren't making the amount of money they were making at that time. It was like you know how when people aren't making that much money in something, like that's when whatever the craft is at its purest. Like whether it be music, comedy, entertainment, whatever. So comedians were really like shooting from the hip at that time. Like you ask comedians, they'll all be in a room saying all types of wild shit. There's dudes in there saying racist jokes, they're making rape jokes, whatever. Just because at that time comedy was like all about absurdity. Like that's why I kind of laughed at it, just because absurd shit makes me laugh. If somebody says some wild shit, I'm not gonna laugh because it's funny. I'm laughing because you that's really crazy. Just fucking said that.
Like that's crazy, bro.
So yeah, I don't necessarily think he's racist, but at the same time, like we are at a time where he's not just a comedian, he's like a public figure. He has a platform where he's speaking to millions. You can't be saying that on your podcast.
Right.
At all. But yeah, I think he's getting killed for it, rightfully so. It does seem a little planned just because of all the shit that he's going through right now. With what's it dude, Neil Young or whatever, taking his music off. Everybody's taking his music.
But you know that's how the cancel culture thing works. Just like the baby, he was at one festival and said one thing, and for the next 2 weeks, there is issues, over there is issues, over there is issues.
And
So
that's why I'm not mad,
like-
because like what they did to the baby, that's why I'm really not mad.
yeah, like he gonna catch this hell, get on your ass. I was about to say that. Merge those two thoughts.
You gotta
Exactly what
teach
he
people.
said. Teach you how to go about this. Like we're not gonna
That's
kill
true,
you,
that's true.
but now you know. Like you're gonna like that. That's where your thought come in.
From here forward.
Now we done got on your ass about this. We better not hear this. Better not be an issue moving forward. Cause like you said, that stuff is old. So it came before he had the platform he has now. But it did still come out your mouth.
Yeah.
So his point, hey, we on your head. Get right. After that, let's keep it pushing. But if this is a problem again, it's gonna be way
It's gonna
worse.
be way worse.
Or
now
should be.
you really facing some cancellation.
Facts, yeah.
Because I agree.
That's
I
perfect.
agree
Y'all
with-
two thoughts merge perfectly.
Right, that's what I'm saying. I agree with Elijah. Like he a comedian, and so and I like comedy like for what it's supposed to be. Like I'm not a fan of this new shit. Like where we like censoring everything everybody is saying. Like give me that old raw. You feel me? Like
let's be human.
Uncut comedy. If that's your field. Do that. Like you got to go ahead to do that, but then again it's still on you to do it in a cool way, in a good way, a funny way. If it's not funny, you feel me? Like if it's not funny, like
It's not.
man, it's serious. You feel me? It's serious. But to push back a little bit on what you said about him being a comedian, like these are like a lot of the clips. It wasn't some shit of him on stage. You feel me? Making jokes. Like you're on your podcast, just having a regular conversation. You feel me?
That's
So.
true.
You just using it in regular conversation, so that's where I was like, all right, you out a little bit.
Right.
Even one of the clips in particular, like he was going back and forth with whatever the guest was, and like I can't say it. Like we can't say it.
Yeah.
Like just throw it out, and but he was hot. The guest was hot.
Yeah.
You could tell he was hot. He ain't say like press him or say nothing, but you could tell he got a little like I'm on you. You feel me? Like, but. So yeah, I don't know. That's a touchy situation. I don't know. I don't think he should be canceled. I believe in second chances and all of that. So you feel me? You get learn. We learn you something. You feel me? And then another violation. That's when we could cancel something. You feel me? So that's where I stand on it. He cool. He good with me for right now. You feel me? Like, Joe Rogan is good with me for right now. You feel me?
You know how many years he has left in his contract with Spotify?
I thought he signed like a 10-year deal or something like that.
10-year deal?
I think I could be wrong on that. I could have sworn it was
I have no
something
idea.
crazy. I know it's $100 million though, right? I thought it was 10 years.
Yeah, I ain't even gonna throw no fake number out there.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, I could totally be wrong now. I remember reading that though. I thought it was
He's
something
been beefing
long.
with them for a while. Like ever since he got signed by them, he's been beefing with them.
Yeah.
But they know what he about though.
He
Like
the
he always
cash
have these same conversations. Like he gonna talk about whatever he want to talk about. Say what he want to say. Like that's been him. They knew that when they signed him. Like so that's on the label side. If you look at Spotify like a label, like that's you know what you signed. You kind of don't be mad or don't switch up when it come down to it, which they haven't.
Yeah, they see y'all release a statement standing by.
Like they standing by them, so I fuck with that. I wish like labels did that with rap artists and shit, like really hold them down when they go through whatever they go through. You feel me? Like they should be more like on the.
Yeah, I was about to say that stuff be worse. Like you killed somebody, like saying the N-word and murdering a man.
I'm not saying that's right. I'm not saying.
Oh no,
that's
I
right.
get you. I'm
But
saying
if
I
you sign
understand
me,
why
if
they
you
not.
sign me knowing that this is what I'm standing on, this line I'm
rapping
pushing
about
every
murdering
record.
people.
I'm NBA young boy. I'm rapping about.
Okay.
If
yeah.
I catch you, I'm gonna do this to you, and you know I've been had this history. I've been locked up before you came around. I've been had this history. I'm telling you.
I agree with that.
This is what I'm gonna do.
You
to
can't
you. This
act.
is what I'm
Don't
gonna
act brand new.
Don't
Yeah.
act brand new.
I agree with that. I can't.
Don't sign
That's
me.
true.
Own me. Now you own me. Everything I create, everything I make, and then act brand new.
Facts.
Like,
Yeah,
don't do
yeah,
that.
that's true. Okay,
Now,
when you
I'm not
contextualize
never
all of that,
saying
that's
he's
true.
right. I'm not
That's
saying
true.
you right and doing whatever you're doing, but
That's true. I agree.
don't come get me off the street and then condemn me
Throw
or
me
go
back,
against me.
yeah.
Like
I feel that.
that's foul. That's foul. But shit, India. How many songs by India already? Y'all know. Shit, keep it real.
I know.
Y'all know they hit.
Well, I don't know how many I could actually name the titles of, but to sing them when they came on,
Yeah.
I could sing along with a good amount of songs.
Okay, I'm gonna keep it real. I might know more than I think I know.
Yeah, like I don't know if I can name I know the title of that song,
Right.
but I know the chorus or I know part of the first verse, shit like that. But she has this song called Brown Skin. My mom used to sing that song to me.
Okay.
I'm actually her doing that, huh?
Why she sing that's your black ass?
Man, this was when I was a little kid. No, because what I said, this is why. It really teaches a kid to like be one with their skin. You know, like me having a daughter, I fuck with the fact that my mom did that for me because now when having a girl who girls are already humans are self-conscious. Girls I feel like are a little more so, and she dark skinned. You know, and so like that experience that I got with my mom, I remember being a little ass kid and we was in the car, and if we had a stoplight, she just casually look back at me and just start singing her favorite part of the song while looking at me, or she'll hold my hand and just sing it and then just go on about her day, you know, like something quick and casual. Yeah, but that made like those type of instances, and then you kind of build on that with conversations about Black history and Black people and shit like that. That's kind of how you really develop a confidence in your skin or just in yourself. So that song in particular actually kind of helps me navigate how I'm gonna go about parenting my little dark skinned child.
Definitely enough shit out here to make you hate yourself.
You feel me? Yeah. So,
you definitely.
Yeah, I'm glad I got that experience. Like, okay,
that's necessary. I was just joking to make. Yeah. Definitely.
Doesn't she have that hair song too? The I Am Not My Hair.
Oh, I am not my hair.
That's in DRE.
Yep.
Yeah. See, I don't know all of that.
I know all of that.
I like that song.
I don't know all of that. But while we on the music though, I was just telling y'all, I think the next verse is coming up in a week or two on Valentine's Day or the day after Valentine's Day, whatever it is. I think that's gonna be the best one as far as like I said, playlist wise. Like I fuck with how they put the playlist of the verses on Tidal after the fact. So I think this is gonna be the best playlist that I'm gonna like really go back to a lot type shit. But like I said before this one. It was for me. It was Erykah Badu and Jill Scott was a dope ass playlist for me.
Okay, that's what I was about to ask. How heavy are you weighing the actual playlist versus the performance of the actual verses?
Me personally, and it's just me. I'm weighing the playlist heavier because I don't I don't got Instagram and shit. Like I wasn't watching the versus battles live. I was seeing shit on YouTube after the fact. Some of them I'll go back on YouTube and see after the fact type shit. But for me, I'll judge it by like the actual music, you feel me, like the record, you feel me, like playing it back, like,
Okay, I'd agree with that. I was gonna say my favorite verses was the Locks and Dipset.
Okay.
That one
performance. That's one.
But it was because of the performance. That's why I asked that. That's why I asked.
Performance wise, for sure, I'll definitely say that.
I like the E40 and Too Short.
Okay.
Yeah. E40 was drunk out of his mind.
That was another good performance-wise.
They had Lolos in there. That was a whole set. That was crazy.
That was one. That's facts.
So yeah, I can see in terms of actual soundtracks though. Like obviously, I don't know every both of them. This is the second time something crazy has been on the TV. Last week that was crazy. Last week was crazy.
I'm sorry. I'm trying not to look at it too.
Laugh at Mayor Goodman like that.
Yeah.
They're bad.
They're
down bad right now. Mayor Badman.
You know he was supposed to be on the OJ trial?
For real?
Yeah.
As what?
He was just supposed to be one of the attorneys.
Really?
He's going to be part of the team.
Huh.
He got the call, and I think like he chose to run for mayor instead.
Right. This is former Las Vegas mayor Oscar Goodman.
He low-key still the mayor. His wife the mayor.
Wife the mayor.
He's still the shot caller. Like, I'm still the mayor in this motherfucker. That's boss. Hey, that's boss.
Yeah.
I'm still the mayor.
Don't get it. Right. I put her.
But yeah, no. You in this spot because of me. Yeah. You voting for Goodman. Like, period.
Facts.
We
still
the
last name.
That's crazy.
Last name. Facts. Big facts. But yeah, that should be a good versus though. Right after, I think it's the day after Valentine's Day. You feel me? Your boo stay the night or whatever. You feel me? Or you feel me? Next day, you feel me? Right back in the mix. You right back in the mix. You can't go wrong. Music Soul Child and Anthony Hamilton, bro. This gonna be a good one, man. I'm gonna have my red cup. You feel me? Ready to do it up. Ready to do it up. For real. What else y'all got for us, though, man?
Speaking of this little lovey-dovey, Valentine's Day shit, y'all heard about this A$AP Rocky and Rihanna shit? Shout out to A$AP Rocky. This is the first time a famous man has gotten a girl pregnant, and I don't feel like, oh, you dropped the ball. You know, like Lonzo Ball, he got his girl pregnant. I was like, Lonzo, what are you doing? Then LaMelo, huh?
Jay-Z and Beyonce.
Well, that's different. They were already married and were established a couple. Those you naming people that got married. They aren't married. I'm talking about like at this point of us having this kid, nobody knew we were even a thing, or you was just my girl. You wasn't my wife. Jay-Z and Beyonce were married for years before they had a kid. That's different. I'm talking about like Alonzo Ball. He was dating this girl in high school. She's obviously only with you because she knows you're going to be a famous basketball player. Right. Then you get her pregnant, and right after that, y'all break up. Now you got a bitter baby mama, and you paying $100,000 in child support every month. LaMelo literally followed in that same footsteps. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm talking about those type of situations. Right. Not niggas got married and 3 years later had a kid. Shout out to y'all.
That's good pickings right there.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Shout out to ASAP. You done knocked her off the market?
This for me is the real. You know how they be having conversations about like snipers, you feel me, in the game? Yeah. This is the true definition of a sniper for me. Like, not just because she bad.
Right. It's
like,
the plotting.
That is real.
That's a high priority target.
That is the kill. That is the shot. You feel
they
me?
dated in 2013.
That's, you feel me? Right.
Dated in 2013. He probably knew at that moment.
Right.
I'm finna go fuck these bad bitches. You could go fuck Drake and all these other niggas, but one day, we will meet again. And damn,
shit, that's real shit. You know.
Damn.
Sometimes you go your separate ways.
Facts.
Like, you feel me? Like the cliche goes, if she meant for you.
Facts.
She'll come back to you.
She'd have been all over the world doing the most with everybody. He has to.
And she came back.
She came back
to you. That tells
you. Joe Budden made a joke. He said, I knew it was real when this nigga had her in the hoods of New York looking for a fucking chopped cheese. And I thought about that. Do y'all remember that picture? No. They were literally coming out of a bodega. And it looked like why is Rihanna there? Right. It looked like that. It was like, okay, you should probably get out of there fast before something bad happens. Right. And when he brought that up, I thought about it. I was like, damn, you do gotta really love somebody he got you in the hoodest of hoods. Right. You only know this place even exists if you from this hood. Right. You know, like a little like Sunny, something like that. Sunny, you ain't just gonna pull up to Sunny. You gotta know Bells. Yeah, it's like Bells. You gotta know where Bells is at. You gotta know who lives by Bells if you think you finna safely walk in and out of Bells. He got Rihanna in there. Right. And she taking pictures, she cool and lax. I'm like, yeah. Rihanna has bagged her.
Like, that might be what she's used to. Like, she's from Barbados. She
probably wanted some regular.
That's true. That's true.
She's probably from that.
That's true. Yeah, she is. She looked like she got that in her.
And like, you meet a guy who is from that and shows you that, but he's also like fly and he's making money too. Like, that sealed the deal for her, probably. I don't know.
Hey, how y'all think Drake feel about this?
He probably feels terrible.
DJ Academics.
They said she like unfollowed both of them type shit.
Yeah, he unfollowed both of them and then he refollowed ASAP.
I don't know, bro. Like,
I think when Rihanna and Drake were dating, she probably thought it was idealistic, but then she kind of like Drake's the weird dude.
Yeah.
Like, we can all admit
he's
that.
Drake. Like, it's a whole emotion named after him. Like,
that's true.
Drake, and you feel me? Like,
and she probably, and he's not from that either.
Yeah.
Like, he's from Canada.
Right.
And
he's really a cornball. He's a cool cornball.
He's a cool
I've
cornball.
always said that about Drake. I'd agree with that.
So
I think
like,
if you listen to, have you ever heard her song "Needed Me"?
Yeah.
I be telling Natiana this. If you go listen to read the lyrics. Don't listen to read the lyrics of that song. It sounds like she is unequivocally talking about Drake. It is like the breakup with Drake song. The very first time I heard that song, I thought that to be true. I was like, it sounds like she talking about him because just the thing she was saying, she rapping about a dude that lives the same lifestyle as her. And then at that moment in time, there's only one of those people that's heavily associated with you. And so the lyrics, bro, you like read it, it's like, oh. And then on Drake album, I think it was the song Jaded. If you go read the lyrics to that song, it was off of Scorpion.
Right.
The song Jaded seems like the perfect response to, bro, I kid you not, go listen to these two songs.
Georgia Smith.
It could have been. Maybe.
It could be by all of them.
Yeah, there were certain lines that he was saying, I'm like, bro, I didn't talk about Rihanna because she just said something similar to that before this. Like, you ain't coincidentally make that bar. You know, like that, your brain, as talented as you are, you didn't use those exact words.
But
the way she did 5 years ago. That doesn't sound like an accident.
All that's cool on the record right after the fact or whatever, but if he's still in his feelings hating on that man and that
but
like that's some lame shit.
This is what I was about to bring up about DJ Academics. It wasn't about him getting about ASAP getting her pregnant. DJ Academics said that his close friends told him this. Drake and ASAP are super duper duper locked in and tight. Drake found out that ASAP was fucking Drake baby mama before she became Drake baby mama. She was fucking ASAP Rocky, Beyonce. Iman Shumpert confirmed that this was years prior to all that. He said that was before he even got with Tiana Taylor. He posted that on Snapchat. But he addressed that quickly. He said, me and her interactions was way before I met Tiana.
No one should know any of this.
Why do you guys talk?
Before you even get to your point, none of that
Facts.
should be
Like,
public.
why are y'all running y'all mouth?
Anything, like all of that is lame shit to
Facts.
me, bro. All of that is lame.
We learned that in middle school.
Right. Like, it's not even business.
Whatever
like,
you
wow.
finna do, like, when Drake found out that ASAP was also boning the Sophie girl, Drake kind of got offended by that. Because right after that, the girl come out and says Drake's the baby daddy. Drake like, you fucking know me.
Right.
And that's just who I know.
Right.
It's rumored that DJ Academic said she was messing with one of Beyonce's backup dancers at the same exact time.
Right.
So what proves that is Drake admitted he got like 7 DNA tests. He said he made her take back to back because he heard like you would at the same time. How are you so sure it's my baby?
She doing her thing.
You know. And so that was why Drake felt a way about that. Was like, hold on, like this nigga just keep popping up in all these different scenarios that my name is tied into. Which, to your point, he still shouldn't feel a way about.
The only two, though. I'm sure they're not the only two. Like,
of course.
These
That's what I'm saying. I agree with you. He still shouldn't feel like that.
All messing with the same shit.
That's a fact.
Like, and you know that beforehand.
Facts.
Like, you know that if you catch feelings you fall in love, that's on you.
You gotta know who the thoughts is before you even get famous.
Man,
we know who the industry thoughts is. Imagine we become famous rappers tomorrow. We were like, I know you.
I'm not gonna do nothing, but
right.
I'm not falling in love.
Fact, I'm not gonna get raw because.
Like, oh, that's mom. Like, that's mom.
Right.
Like,
No.
Nobody else touch her.
Yeah, like a Selena Powell. Absolutely. Remember she tried to get at Drake? Drake said, I know exactly who you are and what you're about.
Yeah.
Don't respond to this DM. Like,
that's lame. You feel me? That's lame to me. Like, you.
Her? No. Drake's supposed to have that mentality with her specifically.
Yeah.
Anybody else? I'd agree. Her, he did exactly as he should.
It don't matter. It's all. I look at all of these. They all the same.
Yeah.
You feel me? Like, it's not individually picking my attitude towards any of y'all.
That's the safest way. That's true. That's the safest way to be. Approach one mentality with all these folks.
With any one of them.
That's a fact.
Like, it's the same mentality every time.
Then you avoid a Drake situation of falling in love with somebody who isn't in love with you. Probably don't never really see a future with you, but it was fun while it lasted.
But yeah, to your original question though, like, yeah, I don't think like Drake he shouldn't be like pressed out or nothing.
Yeah.
Like that's sucker shit. You feel me? Like to keep it real, like to keep it real, like that's sucker shit. Like you can't be mad at that man. Like you at the point where it becomes a thing where they having kids,
right?
Or they getting married.
The report came out that they was planning to get married after they had kids.
So Lou, hey, happy for y'all. Congratulations. Like I'm never talking about my presence in her life again or none of that. Like that's
we talked about that before. People, men, what we think is a thing. A lot of men don't think like that. They don't grasp that sense of move on. That's not my girl. These conversations shouldn't be had no more. A lot of men don't understand something so easy and simple. They don't grasp stuff like that. It's crazy. It sounds easy and comprehensible. A lot of people are like, no, that's still my girl. I did this in the third one.
Right.
Like, nigga, that was like 10 years ago, bro.
Right.
Like,
That's not your girl.
Like, stop. Like, but
actually.
yeah, well, like, stop. But somebody gonna always brag, you know.
Yeah.
Somebody who's not famous that hit Rihanna probably still is in Barbados bragging about it right now.
Yeah.
In 2012, I do. Shut up, dude.
No, that's a fact. Shit, and then like you said, Drake and A$AP was supposed to be cool or something.
Yeah.
I didn't know how cool they was that cool.
Yeah.
Or whatever, but you gotta know your people. So you feel me? Like
True.
you gotta know what you like. We had this a conversation that we had a week or two.
Yeah,
weeks
literally.
ago,
Yeah,
you feel me?
literally.
Like,
That's
you
crazy.
feel me? Like. You think you like, and that's when you learn though. At them early stages, you think that's you feel me, whatever, but
Like,
the girls and the
yeah, that's
you
true.
feel me?
That
Like, that's when you realize the game. That's when you really learn the game. Like,
Facts.
okay, that's that. They gonna be them. That's that over here with her. You feel me? Like, you can't be feeling no type of way, you feel me, about nothing. And even if you did feel some type of way beforehand, God forbid, and then you see the game, and you're heartbroken, but you still learn the game at the end of the day. You still learn the game. That's where you feel me. Like, you can't be pressed about nothing. You feel me?
Do you got quick sidebar, but still related? Because perfectly what he just said. He said you still gonna get your heart broken, but at least you learned the game. Do y'all think Drake has never learned the fucking game? The reason I say that is because Drake, I'm sure Drake wasn't the girl getter in middle school or high school. He didn't go to college. And then through that period of time, he ends up becoming a rapper. But in that same period of time, he has fallen in love with a million strippers who haven't fallen in love with him. They with you because you're Drake. But they not falling in love with you, and you are falling in love with them, calling them out in songs. A lot of these girls are social media famous and are confirming, like, yeah, that was about me. That happened in 2008 in Texas. Like, he's naming Houston, Atlanta, Vegas. Like, you are pinpointing spots you were. Hey, what you know about that? It was, but like that type of stuff, that makes me think he's probably got his heart broken a million times because he never learned.
You learn.
Stop doing what you're doing.
I think it's a difference between learning the game and then accepting the game. Like,
so you think he's a sucker?
All of these times you've been through whatever, like you just said, you have to have.
You keep coming back. Yeah, you gotta learn something.
You're choosing to not accept the facts and to keep.
So is he a sucker? Because that's what a sucker is to
my
me.
definition.
Yeah.
I want to go a little bit deeper because I don't know I don't know if he was a girl getter or not back in the day. I'm just going back at how he was raised and the household he grew up in because his dad was a player.
He also didn't grow up with his dad.
He didn't, but he knows.
Yeah, you're right. He's exposed to it.
He's exposed to the fact that his dad
was a pimp.
And that's pretty much. But look at that. The cycle continues because Drake is somewhat of a player, I guess, just because of his status. Like he fucks a lot of girls, and he had a baby by pretty much. And I'm sure he doesn't. I'm not gonna call his mom a hoe or anything, but that's pretty much how his dad treated his mom.
Yeah, that's true.
So he's probably in every woman he's trying to like fill that void that his dad kind of created in his life. That's probably why I think that's the part of the Pusha T diss that I think hurt him the most. Forget the 40 thing.
He brought up
this nigga like psychologically went back to his childhood and said like, yo, your dad is the reason why you are a deadbeat. Like that probably hit him deep. Fuck the 40 shit. Yeah. 40 can die.
Yeah.
You gotta have my child.
You talked about my dad.
That's a sore spot.
That's true. I totally feel that. I never would have thought about that, but that's crazy. Now I heard that song maybe like a month or two ago and just thought about it like, damn, that was hard. But now I gotta go listen to it again and really like examine how he really broke this man's life down. Because I'm looking at it from the perspective of bars, not looking at it from the perspective of what if I was Drake and somebody said these things to me? Like, how does this emotionally affect somebody as opposed to, oh, he said this, Drake, you better respond. That's how I was listening to it. He said this about nigga Drake. I know you gotta come with some heat. You know, as a fan, that's kind of how I'm rocking. I'm not listening to it like he just brought up this nigga dad and how he's a dad. Like that's like really deep. Like damn,
a deep rooted insecurity.
That's actually really crazy.
Like somebody went on and not only like completely defamed you with the cover of the blackface, but he also went at one of your deepest.
Well, that picture was real.
Yeah. That was 100% real. But he also pointed out your insecurities, and it's like,
yeah, like he.
That's kind of why I sort of believe he was like, yo, I had something recorded, and they told me not to release it.
Right. Yeah.
That would completely ruin me. Because that's probably the level that he went to. He was like, you really crossed the line.
Yeah.
About to.
I could see that. Yeah. And I don't think Jay Prince would lie about no shit like that. He was the one. He was the first one I heard say that Drake had some shit, and he heard it was like, bro, we can't put that out.
Right.
He said all the money you would lose. No. Hearing him say that made me think like, yeah. I think because remember, Drake shouted out his wife. Yeah. Drake started it. I think that's why I eventually got over it. Drake started it.
Right.
You thought he was just running his mouth.
Yeah,
You didn't think he was gonna drop a song with it.
you.
Remember, Pusha was running his mouth first.
Yeah.
Drake dropped that Duppy song. That song was fire.
Yeah.
That was the perfect first start of a beef. That was a fire diss. It was better than the Charged Up song, which he dropped before Back to Back against Meek.
Yeah.
That song was ass. I was like, oh, Drake, you gotta drop Back to Back. That first one don't even count. You gotta drop Back to Back. But
That was a trailer.
Drake dropping Duppy, I was like, oh, that's crazy. But Pusha, he won.
Yeah.
There's
He
no
won.
debate. He won by a
I
landslide.
got that.
He won by DQ. Like Drake got disqualified because he had to go to unprecedented heights just to respond. Like anything less wouldn't have been good enough. I feel like Drake had to get his disrespectful. I'm sure he probably had some type of relationship with his wife way back. You gotta go there because it can't just be bars. It can't just be is that a world tour, your girls tour. No.
Nah.
Now that you were bringing up how disrespectful Push really was, you had to
To
do
go all
something.
the way.
I fucked your mama. Like, you gotta say whatever you can. It can't just be metaphors. He took it past that with this. It was too intricate of a diss. And it was a fire song.
Yeah.
Like, let alone the lyrics, the beat fire, his voice complements the song. It's like, yeah. Push is a motherfucker. Yeah, that was,
When I heard that,
oh.
I used to the
666. Like the actual tag. It would have been one thing if he said it and we just knew what he was referencing. He used the actual tag in the song.
Right.
Like that hurts worse. Like, damn.
Yeah, that's tough.
That hurts worse.
For clarity though, y'all saying who won? Y'all saying Drake won?
Pusha won.
Okay.
Push won by far.
By four?
By far. The fact that if I gotta judge who put out one song, there's Duppy against Story of Adidon. That shit was way more fire than Duppy.
Yeah.
Like,
We came back with that back to back, man. That was kind of back to back. Back to back in the club.
yeah, Meek lost that bad. That wasn't even close.
Yeah.
I felt bad for Meek, honestly, because I still am a Meek fan, but I'm a bigger Drake fan. So if I gotta pick a side,
Yeah.
Like, I feel like that not ruined me career, but definitely like derailed.
it derailed him
Like,
definitely.
Definitely.
His album sales have yet to recover.
have yet to
To
recover.
this
Like,
point,
He was
yeah,
dating Nicki
Championship
Minaj at
was
the time.
fire.
Like,
Yeah, like
he
that.
had so much going for him. Like he was on his way to becoming. I guess he's somewhat of a superstar now, but he was on his way.
Some ways, yeah, some ways no.
Yeah.
Like, but yeah,
for
like you go to jail for a long
He
time.
was taking
You
L's.
lose your girl. Your albums are flopping.
He's slipping.
Like you said, the song's in the radio
You
for
saw
years.
That video of
Right.
him slipping.
Oh, on the ice at his mama house.
Oh, yeah, that
I was like, damn, this man cannot
Then
catch
you
a
fell in
break.
a bush, nigga. Like,
Damn.
he done fell on the porch and ended up in a bush.
Yeah,
Like,
beef is rough. Man, beef is rough.
Man.
Did you hear that story about when
Everything.
they're in the same hotel and Drake was like playing? I think he said in the stop.
Oh, he was playing his song like back to back, hella loud, and
Yeah.
shit, where he could hear it on the floor below him or
Yeah.
wherever he was. At.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember playing something like that.
Damn. There was no escaping that shit.
No,
Right.
That
that's
was a
bad.
dark place.
No, that's bad. That's bad.
But he recovered.
wait, who broke that? That it was playing.
He said it in the song.
Drake said that. Okay, I was gonna say.
He said.
Yeah, Drake said that.
He said. I don't remember what song it was.
Yeah, I know it came from Drake though, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
He said it in the song. Though.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And then somebody confirmed it.
I was at the hotel and dished you.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I know I hear this.
That's crazy.
Yeah, but fuck Drake. It ain't about Drake though. Shout out to ASAP, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
That's true.
Shout out to
Salute
A. Yeah.
like,
You
I hate that the
biggest
story
salute.
always go
He
to
needs to
Drake.
drop some.
Yeah.
The
We got
story
deeper.
always end up on Drake. Like when everybody discussing this, you feel me? Like the story always goes to Drake and what he doing. Like fuck that nigga.
Yeah.
Like it's not his moment. You feel me? Like shout out to ASAP Rocky. Shout out to Rihanna. Like they
Yeah.
happy. That's all that matters. Like Drake, get out your feelings.
Right.
Like you looking lame to me. Like this not nothing to be celebrating, discussing. You like you lame as hell. If this is if you really.
Pressed.
And I don't know that he really pressed. Like that's the story in the media and shit. I don't know that he really pressed, but.
That's true.
Yeah, well, he could have been trolling when he unfollowed him. Yeah, like, he
Right,
could've been
right,
trying to
right.
make a headline.
Right, like if they boys, like you said,
Yeah.
he could have been on something like.
Yeah, he did refollow
Yeah, type
ASAP.
shit,
So
right.
I think it might have just been that. I'd unfollow somebody if I used to follow that girl and then my boy just wiped her. I'd probably unfollow her just because I don't necessarily. The reason that I was once following her is no longer valid. You know, like if we're friends, we're friends.
All that,
But
so you only follow the chicks you follow because you trying to smash?
if I'm Drake, yes.
every shit you follow.
99% of the girls Drake is following on Instagram, I'm 100%
I'm
sure.
asking you.
Well, I'm not Drake.
You said you would have followed.
Yes.
For
No,
that,
I'm saying
because
if that's my boy. Look, if that's a random ass girl, I fucked that girl at one point in my life years ago. Maybe the door is open that I might fuck again. You know, we're friends, we're cordial. You know, I might be in her city, whatever the case may be. I might hit you up again. You might hit me up again, and that could happen
You
again.
think the door is closed for Drake though?
Now that she's about to get married, but
Yes.
hold on,
She's about to get married?
hold on. Yes, that
pregnant.
news broke today.
Oh.
They are planning their wedding.
Okay.
But
She's his baby right, and they are still together.
But
So
going back
that
to
door is
you
closed.
though, if
Okay.
me and you was still as tight as we are in this same hypothetical scenario, and you wife that girl, yes, I would unfollow her because the initial reason I followed her is because we used to fuck. Now you didn't come. I don't need to look at her. I don't need to look at you, think about you, talk to you, talk about you, nothing.
I appreciate
You
that.
don't exist to
I
me. That's what I'm
appreciate
saying.
that.
I like now. If we followed each other just on the strength of being friends, and then you cuffed her, no, I wouldn't unfollow her, cause the intent was always something cool
Well,
and casual.
On the other hand,
If a nigga tryna fuck.
On the other hand, though, if I'm that insecure, you feel me? Like I wouldn't marry her, put a baby in her if I'm that insecure because, like you said, because you my nigga, you feel me? But everybody who I know who done been there or done that type of shit is not necessarily my man right here, you feel me? So I don't
That's
expect everybody to unfollow or nothing, you feel me? So if I got that insecurity, I'm not even gonna go there.
That's
you feel
true.
me?
I can feel it. Yeah, I guess the stipulation
and
is
then
if we
it's
are
my
on that
girl,
level.
and then you my boy, we obviously gonna be here or around. You feel
Right.
me? Like you go follow her, like be cool.
But see that's why the situation changed because they're famous. They not gonna be kicking it on the same couch together with Drake, Rihanna, and ASAP like we literally would be.
End up in the same room.
Could, but
at a game.
Who do you think what has happened more often? Me and you sitting on the same couch right next to each other, or all three of them being in the same couch? What has happened more times in the last 2 years? Like they, you know, that's what I'm saying. Like the odds, yeah, they could. Yeah, ain't rich as fuck. Anything could happen, but life is gonna take you where you
I'm
go.
gonna keep it real. If I put a baby in a chick or married a chick, and then after that, out of the blue, you started following her type shit. Like then, that's when I would be like, man, like that's gonna make me feel more weird that you follow her immediately like that. Like damn, what you owe? So now I'm like, damn, what you was?
That's
like,
crazy to hear you say. I would rush to unfollow her because like I guess my whole thinking is because I'm literally comparing it to you, and our rapport is why I keep thinking that. Whereas that wouldn't apply to Drake and ASAP. That's true. Okay, now I understand that. I'm thinking of them.
Like kind of weird. Like why you stop following her?
Married
Like what you feel me? Like you loved her or something too? Like you don't want to see her? No,
that's why I gave the stipulation. If me and her fucked years ago and then years later, like I said, we could. I'm sure you've had a girl that you got with years ago, and then the second or third time y'all got with each other was way after the first time it had ever happened. Yeah. In between that span, she get cuffed. Well, there can't be a next time then, right? So for that reason, if the only reason I was that's why. Okay, married her.
Okay.
Impregnated and married her. That's what I mean when I say cuffed.
Okay.
Impregnated and married her. If he goes that whole route with a girl that I only was ever trying to fuck, and now I can't fuck at all, and I know that for sure, and that's my man's. Okay, fine, I'm gonna unfollow. Like I would unfollow. I understand why you feel like, hold on, but why? Cause now that I get that too. Me personally, I feel like I was still just off the strength of respect. Yeah, that's true. That's why it's different for me and you because your girl, I would literally probably be around your girl.
I'm thinking y'all got something.
Right, but that's why I'm speaking as if I'm Drake. If I'm Drake and you are ASAP, the scenario is completely different because now your girl ain't gonna be right next to me. I'm only ever gonna see her on Instagram. Like that's what I'm thinking. You literally getting a girl and marrying her, I would probably follow her off the strength that she'd be my sister. You know, like through some way she'd be my sister. I'm probably gonna see her as often as I see you. So yeah, I follow her. I'm thinking you're ASAP Rocky and I'm Drake. Me and you don't already really see each other that often, but we're very cool. That girl I used to rock with way back in the day, you rock with her way back in the day, and now you've cuffed her. I don't ever really see her. The only time we ever do link is when we own that. We finna fly to the Bahamas, I'm gonna fuck. We finna fly to Europe or wherever, I'm on that. If I'm not fucking, we don't really link. We don't go get coffee together. We always across different cities.
Yeah, see, in this scenario,
and you cuff,
in that
I
scenario,
have to unfollow her.
it goes back farther in that scenario because you feel me, like why if you my man already off top and it's your ex or your somebody you deal with for real.
This is our ex. Both of them.
Okay, I'm saying this is somebody that I know because it's been known like before they had the baby, it's been known that they was dealing with each other.
Facts.
Like if you my man that I know y'all dealing with each other, like that's already a discussion to be had because you know we was messing around. You feel
right.
Now y'all like really dating, like y'all really getting serious, having babies, talking about getting married and all of that. Like it's a conversation to be had before it just like pop up out of the blue that they're having a baby and
right.
niggas need to fall back type shit. Like I don't know what's the exact bro code. You feel me?
For rich people, like what's the bro code for rich people?
We don't know how close they are.
And I'm only saying that because he said they was like boys.
Yeah,
like
this is what academics have reported. That's why. Yeah, this is all coming from him.
I didn't hear that. I'm just basing off what he said about them being like boys, like.
But at the same time, it's like there's still like levels. Like they might be just work boys. Like
yeah, that's true. They might not be
boys.
Right,
and we really cool with you, and we party together.
Right.
We probably fuck many more chicks in common. So that's different than having like when your best friend.
Yeah, that's why I was saying I'm not talking as if he was him.
That was Chubbs. Like with Rihanna.
Yeah.
That was a different story.
That would be so.
That would wild.
That would be crazy. Because then he would see her often. He would bring her around.
More sense.
Yeah. That's why I'm thinking like of niggas that are casual cool.
Yeah.
Like we don't see each other. That's why I was like, me and him, yes, we literally see each other. His girl, I would not be able to avoid. Literally would see her as often as him.
Right.
Whereas there's a Drake and ASAP, y'all famous. Nigga over there, the girl over there. You know, like everybody's scattered amongst each other. And so that's the scenario where I'm only following you to fuck because we only link when we own that.
Yeah, right. Well,
you would be different.
Right.
I'm linking with you because we know each other on that level. So that's why, I guess that was my mistake. I wasn't thoroughly distinguishing our actual relationship versus if we were those niggas. I think niggas gotta act differently in that regard because of the rapport that's either there or not there.
Right.
So yeah, that matters.
So yeah, my final point or my final statement on that.
I wouldn't unfollow your girl. But if we were Drake and ASAP, yes, I would still unfollow.
That's what I'm saying. My final point or my final statement would be that whatever, like I said, it's not about Drake. I'm just mad we even had bringing him up in this, but since we here, you feel me? Like once ASAP and Rihanna are pregnant together, you feel me? Like it's on Drake to make the adjustment. Like you feel me? Like it's on you to make the adjustment. Like be solid, keep it P. You feel me? It's over with. You feel me? Like ain't no feelings, no nothing. Like that's his girl, that's his. You feel me? Like he claimed that, or you feel me? Or it's war.
Right.
You feel me? Like either we boys.
You don't have the choice, right? Like
it's not no. Whatever, it's not no in between. That's my opinion. It ain't no in between. It's war. Like we going to war over her, or it's over. I respect it. It's done. It's over with. You feel me?
Yeah, that's a fact.
And that's that. That's period. That's what I would leave it at.
Right. Man.
Yeah. What else y'all got for us today, though, man?
We getting into sports. You want to brought up the last couple of things I was going to talk about was sports. So you can kick it off.
Okay. We can talk about the Brian Flores lawsuit against, is it the NFL and as well as the teams? The Giants, what else? The Dolphins and the Denver Broncos, I believe.
Oh, the Broncos in it too?
Yeah.
Oh, I knew the Giants and Dolphins. Man, what the Broncos do? Well, elaborate. Put us on what happened.
The lawsuit is for racist hiring practices, I believe. Basically, how the story came out was Belichick. Texts were released from him and Brian Flores where Belichick he meant to congratulate Brian Dable, is that how it's pronounced? The guy who just got hired by the Giants, pretty much. He meant to text him and congratulate him on getting the job.
Text the wrong Brian.
Now this is one of the greatest minds in football history. He did a oopsie and texted the wrong Brian, which I think wasn't an accident. He wants to stir up some drama in the NFL. But anyways, that's besides the point.
Right.
But Brian before is he said he felt humiliated by it, by the fact that the Rooney Rule is in place and it's being misused by all the teams. Like they're pretty much they might be doing the same thing with every single black coach. The Rooney Rule is where when the coaching circuit goes on, all the teams looking for a new head coach or just a coach in general, they have to interview a person of color.
Right, you're required to interview at least one person of color for the position. But
which means that's like it's the bare minimum of what you have to do.
Right.
Obviously, everybody's gonna do the bare minimum. We're gonna interview you, but that doesn't mean you're gonna get the job.
Right.
And specifically how they do it, Adam Schefter talked about that. He said that what they do is they'll interview like 7 white coaches. Mm-hmm. One of them already has the job. Mm-hmm. And then they'll interview the black coach 2 or 3 times and say, oh, we're going to go him. But he had the job weeks ago before you even had your first interview. Yeah. They purposely make you go through 3 to 5 interviews. They purposely will make that black candidate to make it seem like, oh, they brought me back for a second interview. They had legit interest. No, nigga. They had their hire months before they even thought about it.
Like, I saw he alleged in his suit that like whoever was interviewing like showed up to the meeting drunk and just really not caring. Like he like they was obviously drunk. They didn't care. Like they was obviously doing it for the purpose of fulfilling the Rooney rules. You feel me? Like, and that's super disrespectful. Like that's super.
He told your coach. Remember he had. I'm assuming he had to fly somewhere or travel to a location, and they just gonna do that.
This is your career.
This is
really
a joke. Yeah, like this is a job. Literally, this is a job. I work to do this, and y'all either I gotta drive here or fly there, and y'all gonna humiliate me.
Yeah.
He talking about like the whole meeting was a sham from the jump.
Right.
Like everybody was in cahoots. Oh, we are just here so we don't get fined. Quite literally.
Pretty much.
I think that's
terrible.
And you got, I don't know if he got kids or not, but that would make me like, dog, y'all playing with my family. Like, you know, like it's deeper than the job. Y'all playing with my family now. So, y'all playing with my well-being. Like,
going even deeper, he was fired from the Miami Dolphins. Part of the reason was because of his lack of collaboration. They wanted him to tank. Like they were gonna pay him
100 bands every game he loses,
which goes directly into how you're hired too. Because then other teams could justify it's like you lost on games.
They are only hiring you during their stretch of rebuilding because we want you to lose. Like that's the only reason we even hired you because we know we're rebuilding for the next 2 to 4 years. You feel me? We want you to come in and lose. We know you're gonna lose anyway because of your roster, but we want you to purposely lose. On top of that, like don't even try to coach, so then we got a reason. Like it seems justified when we do fire you.
Yeah.
Next thing's gonna be like, you went 0-28 in 2 seasons. You're not gonna go 0-28 here. Like,
right. You look bad. That's your resume. Your resume, you looking bad now.
You gotta prove those conversations happen because the record is what everybody sees.
Is what people see.
That's the grimy part of it. Yeah. I pray he got some secret recorded conversations. I pray he do. To come out and say this because
he got the text. I seen he got the text messages like. Screenshots of
Stephen A called this out. He was like, I'm so glad he said it, but he like at the same time like
it's gonna be
the wrath that he feels. He's obviously probably never gonna coach in the NFL again because of it. So for that, I hope you can prove it. That's why I'm like, I hope he can prove everything he's saying because that's the only way he gonna get enough money to make it worth it. You gotta be able to prove everything because now as he say, she say the owner came out and said everything he says is categorically false. I didn't say none of that. Well now. He don't gotta do nothing else. He only has to say that's not true. He don't gotta do no more work. Brian gotta go through all the hoops and hurdles of getting XYZ to say that he did say this. And I pray he can. He's obviously telling the truth. This is one of those situations. We were just talking about that. Have y'all heard about this? Like Cardi B and Tasha K. Like on a quick side note.
Oh, the lawsuit against.
She said some crazy shit about Cardi B, and I told Atiana, I don't even think she was necessarily wrong. She just couldn't fucking prove it. You gotta prove somebody was a prostitute. You gotta prove somebody got AIDS in 2002. You gotta prove shit like that.
She was lying, like all of that.
But in a general sense, it sounds true. If somebody told you that Cardi B was a prostitute back then, and you know that she was absolutely a stripper, and she has that personality, like
that's fucked
she
up.
could feel that. Yeah, it is fucked up, grimy. That's what I'm saying. Like you gotta prove shit like that. You can't just say it. So going back to him, like I really hope there is definitive proof. You can't nobody question the validity or nothing because he didn't put it all on the line for this. Literally, his career is over. He probably finna go. You finna be stacking papers. You ain't finna coach no football no more.
Right.
Yeah.
And
At
you
least
know
not
that.
at a professional
Not in the
level.
NFL. Yeah.
You might get an HBCU.
Which is even grimy. Did you hear about that high school football coach that is getting an NFL job?
Yeah.
I forgot his name.
I know who
He
you're talking
ain't.
about. He played for the Eagles.
He has.
Yeah.
I think that is crazy. We talked about like Steve Nash.
Yeah.
You ain't got no coaching
No
experience
experience.
on. Yeah, you played. You didn't coach,
Yeah,
and that's
I'm
why
saying.
your teams are underperforming because you don't know what to do.
Connections is everything.
Yeah,
Networking,
that's
all of that.
crazy.
Connections
You are
is
a
everything.
quarterback's coach in high school, and
That's
you are
everything.
coaching an NFL
Hey,
team.
Connections is everything.
Crazy.
Yeah.
bro.
It's nepotism.
Yeah.
Connections is everything for sure.
That's a fact. That is crazy.
Yeah, I mean, like, going back to the whole Rooney Rule and the hiring process. Like, I'm an Eagles fan, so I pay attention to a lot of the things that go on. And there's obviously a lot of fuck shit that goes on within the Eagles organization.
I remember what's that one? Riley Reed or
Riley
something?
Cooper.
Oh, Cooper. Yeah. I remember that.
He said he was gonna beat every nigga in this place
That was
at a
crazy.
country concert. And the same year, that's when Deshaun Jackson got released because Chip Kelly thought he was influenced by gang members and stuff like that. Which is like, you can't fire somebody off of
That's yeah. You can't fire him because of his friends. Like,
like that's terrible. Like,
yeah.
But anyways,
Though
So-
true, he's one of the real gang members that just happened to be a professional athlete.
but it's not-
Of course, yeah. I'm not saying that means shit. I'm just making a joke. I wasn't saying like it means something. I was just making a joke.
Yeah.
Like he is that.
Yeah. It's not like he's actually involved.
Yeah, he's not a literal
He's just
hitting
from
the
that
block.
neighborhood.
Right.
Yeah.
He got his lingo. You know his hand
Yeah.
gestures. Like
And he did that to multiple players. But anyways, that year Chip Kelly got fired. During the whole coaching carousel, we had a running back coach. His name was Deuce Staley. Deuce Staley was a former Eagle. He's cool with everybody within the organization, like a prime candidate at the time. They hired him, and then there were stories about he might be the new head coach. Boom, we fired Doug Peterson, who was also a high school football head coach.
yeah, bro.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Former Eagle as well too. He backed up McNabb. But then
high school coach is like.
But then Doug Peterson, he gets fired like 2 years ago. The same thing happens. At this time, Deuce Staley was still with the organization. Not only is he the running back coach, but he's the run game coordinator, and he's the interim head coach. Like when Doug Peterson caught COVID, Deuce Staley stepped in line. He was the head coach. He was the one like running through all the practices, like getting the players ready. He was actually performing as a head coach. That's head coaching experience.
Right.
So when we interviewed him, the same thing goes on. The Eagles are looking to hire Deuce Staley. He's within the organization. A bunch of players are rooting for him. They're like, yeah, we want Deuce as a head coach. Boom, we hired Nick Sirianni, which Nick Sirianni was not a bad hire this year, but at the same time, it's like,
That wasn't what we wanted.
yeah,
Like,
it's like, and Deuce Staley, he
Y'all went
left.
around
He's at Detroit now because he too felt humiliated. It's
That's what
like,
I'm saying. He went around the person who was literally groomed
Right.
in a position to have the job. Yeah.
yeah. So this is something that happens in every single team, or most of the teams at least.
That's what I'm saying. It's obviously true. Like I believe him for
Yeah.
sure. Like you don't get a whole
You just need
lawsuit
hard
going
evidence.
against the NFL. You don't start a lawsuit against the NFL. Like
Yeah.
one of the biggest corporations, organizations in the world. You don't start a lawsuit against them off a false claim.
Right.
You just don't. But like you said, it's a legal system for a reason. Like it's a legal system for a reason. Like they could be completely wrong and he could be completely right. But if we got everything in place, we got the lawyers, you feel me, the proper paperwork,
Play the game. Right.
you feel me, you gotta play the game. If we got everything properly in place to where we can get away with this, then it's gonna be
That's what happened with Cap.
bad.
He was obviously right. Yeah, he was obviously blackballed, but they got away with that without admitting to
We
it.
gotta prove.
They gotta he gotta prove it.
Like,
And
how
they
do you prove
settled
that?
with him. Hey, we'll settle with you. Don't ever speak about this again, and we'll move on. But they obviously were guilty.
Right,
Them niggas
right.
know, you know, like
We
and
gonna
that's
set
the
you up, we
fucked up
blackball
shit.
you,
Like,
we gonna set you up.
Yeah.
We gonna make sure you get an interview over here, interview over here.
Yeah.
We gonna tell them.
but
all
yeah,
right,
they
you gotta
obviously
get your
fucked
interview.
him over, and
Yeah.
that's the tough part about shit like that. Is like girls speak up about like getting into acting and music, and they feel like they gotta sleep with the music exec in order to elevate their career. It's like they are forced to do that. If this, like we're just talking about passions. If singing is my passion, and it can fuck around and make me millions of dollars, and one hurdle in my way is this nigga making me do something I don't really want to do. Like that is grimy to be putting in where you got to, cause like it's all. And then if shit goes sideways and you run your mouth about it, now you gotta prove it, because now you lost everything. Like you did something you didn't want to do, you lost everything and don't get to pursue your passion, and this nigga get to go away scot free because you can't prove what you said. Like that is like the most fucked up shit about just the hierarchy of life. You know, them niggas at the top, man, you gotta play the game like them, and you can't. You can't structurally, you can't. They got the money, the connects, the resources,
you don't have the resources,
everything. Like, right. You gotta figure out something. That's why I'm praying for Brian. You better have niggas on video, the audio saying, I, the owner of the Dolphins, am offering you like you need something like that, so that they can't play those lawyer games. Because they gon' play them.
So what do you do? So going back to, I feel like the theme of this episode is like passion, you feel me?
Yeah.
Like we said with J. Cole earlier, sometimes your passion, you're not as skilled enough in your passion. So what do you do when your passion, like Brian Flores is a coach in the NFL, but it's corrupt, it's so much, like you said, politics involved, where it's like, is it worth it? Like, what all do you sacrifice? How much do you sacrifice for your passion?
I still feel like it's worth it. I'll never forget this conversation. Remember Jimmy's, before that shit closed down?
Yeah.
I was at Jimmy's one day, and you know how
local Las Vegas, hot spot.
Facts. Black people always tell kids, like, you know, you could be the president, something like that. You know, like something like that. I remember, and it's crazy how my life went the way it went, because this happened when I was like 7th or 8th grade. But I told him, like, you know, I like money. You know, like he just bagging our stuff, like, man, I like money. That's what I like. But the president, you know, as an 8th grader, I'm not opposed to being the president. You know, like little shit like that. But what you gonna say?
No, wait.
But fast forward to that, me wanting to pursue a career in banking, I always play that conversation back in my head when he said, like, you know, they at the top, like, ain't nothing good up there. That's exactly what he said. Ain't nothing good up there. And he was right. At its peak, banking is probably the most corrupt thing you could do. But I want to get there and find out, you know, at the same
the
because
process.
He sees the end goal. I see me chasing my dream.
Right.
I'm running every step of the way. I'm doing something.
That's the part that you fall in love
and so like when you say like, is it worth that? Fuck yeah. If I get there, I get to the finish line, even if that shit is corrupt. But I could look back and say, nigga, I started from there and got here, and damn, it's fucked up over here. But I fucking got here. I can easily walk back, you know. Nigga, if you make it to Southern Highlands from the west side and you don't like it, nigga, take your ass back to the west side. You know, ain't nothing stopping you. So I gotta get there. Yeah, I'll take you. I hear you all here. But I gotta get there first. Let me get there and let me smell the roses before I confirm that they stink like you're saying.
Yeah,
you know, like
all of this,
especially if you haven't been there.
Yeah, but if it's a passion,
what is so?
I don't give a fuck what hurdles I gotta go through if I'm gonna get there. If it's a passion.
Okay, I can dig it. Because you feel me, just based off of his lawsuit and some of the things he said, I feel like his passion is not only like coaching in the NFL, but like winning in the NFL is his passion. You feel me? So so I feel like that was like the ultimate disrespect for him, based off his comments. Like when y'all telling me y'all gonna pay me to lose, to tank on purpose, like that's completely like the antithesis of what I'm.
Right. What are we here for? Right. Like I'm the wrong
candidate. Right. I'm here to win, to do the best I can, to really rally these players together and really try to make a push. And y'all telling me to lose on purpose. Like I feel like that was probably the one thing that really made it like this is right. But once you file that lawsuit though, like you're probably not going to have a job coaching in the NFL. You feel me? Like. And if you do, it's gonna be even worse. You gonna
be the nigga that sued the NFL. Like they gonna look at you as that.
Everything is gonna be against you. You're never winning Super Bowl in your life or none of that. Like everything is gonna be against you.
They gonna give your team the least televised games.
Right, all of that. And then from an owner perspective, I'm not gonna want you because you're black, but because you hurt my business. Like the NFL or whoever the organization is against you. Like it's you feel me? It's a hindrance on me to have you here. You feel me?
Yeah, just like with gay people. That dude, Michael Sam, he was one of the top defensive players in college, but niggas wasn't fucking with him like, you gay. And it's not that you're gay, it's that these
Everything
dudes
that come
don't
with
like
it.
that.
Everything
Yeah,
that
like,
come with it, yeah.
if you could run as fast as my DN that I got right now, I want you. But the
But
rest of them niggas
it
don't.
matters in
And
the
that's
locker
what
room,
hurts.
like,
Yeah,
that in the
that's
locker
where
room,
it gets touchy. It's like, if I'm an NFL owner, I don't give a fuck what you do in your private time. If you throw that ball 200 goddamn yards, put this motherfucking helmet on and join my team. But when it get into, okay, but how is the brotherhood? How is it behind the scenes? If it's ruined because of that,
Right.
I can't risk that. Like, yeah, I could lose my free agents. I'm deterring a new free agent. You're like, that is a real situation that could get ugly. Like, I don't want to do that. Just can't.
No,
That sucks.
that's a tough position to be in,
Right.
but like, at the end of the day, whatever your passion is or anything, you feel me, you still gotta have like morals and principles that you stand on. Like, y'all
Facts.
crossing the line, y'all going too far, y'all doing too much. Like,
That's what I'm saying. You gotta also not just make money, but like live your life,
right.
and also have a passion.
Right.
Like, you remember when we watched Soul, and that movie broke it down so well. The dude, he just wanted to be a piano player, and he wasn't living life.
Yeah.
Like, until the chick got in his body, and she started enjoying just the small details of life, getting a haircut, chopping it up with your barber, just meeting new people. Like, that's what life is about.
Facts.
You can also have a passion. Your passion isn't going to be your purpose necessarily. It's just it's your escape.
Yeah, that's real shit. That's real shit. That's real as fuck. What other you got? What other topics you got?
I got a couple more. What's our timestamp, real quick?
135.
135. What you think? One more topic, though? Or
Whatever you did, whatever you want to
I'll pick one. I was gonna say. Okay, so it was between. Oh, let's do Ben Simmons. It was between Ben Simmons, Harden, and Jokic. What's your favorite? Simmons, Harden, Jokic.
My favorite player out of all of them?
Pick a topic. Harden, Simmons, Jokic.
I feel like we talk about Simmons and Harden a lot.
Yeah.
We can touch on it.
Go Jokic. Okay. Fucking Markieff Morris has been out 3 months, has missed over 20 games, and it's looking like he will not play the rest of this year.
Oh,
He
because
is
of Jokic?
still hurt, all because of that.
What you saying?
Okay, so I say that to say, if you're the Miami Heat, do you keep him or release him? And do you think Jokic should have a more severe consequence now that we've seen what happened? But the reason I was justifying this, remember, Bron didn't get suspended for hitting the dude in the face. He got suspended for dude losing his fucking mind and causing a whole commotion on the court. Bron had to be suspended for that.
You can't. The only reason I'm gonna say no.
You
is can't-
essentially paralyzed the
you
nigga
can't
for 3 months.
You can't retroactively discipline anybody. Like,
But in that same
that's
scenario,
terrible precedent to set.
retroactive is all about time though. Technically speaking,
Nah.
they retroactively suspended Bron. Being that it wasn't a suspension at the first place, something else needed to happen for him to get suspended. That is retroactive.
They didn't retroactively suspend Bron. They
But-
suspended him fresh off of the incident.
No, but what I'm saying is, in that sense, something else needs to happen for you to get suspended. He didn't get suspended for situation A. He got suspended for situation B.
That's not
That
retroactive,
happened,
though. That might be
but it's the
something else,
same
but that's
exact
not
situation.
retroactive.
That's why I said it's all about time.
But
The
we
only
didn't wait to
difference is
see
that a
it.
longer period of time happened. That's the only difference.
And that's,
A longer
that's the
period of time
definition
happened.
retroactive. You
Right,
can't-
but
you cannot go back
that's why I'm
months
saying
later
it's
and
all
do it.
about time. Therefore, it's your opinion that it's retroactive because it's about time. 3 months is not the set definition for retroactive. 30 seconds could be. If something else needs to, he didn't get in trouble for the first thing that happened.
That's false.
That's very true.
No, that's
He
false.
did so
You
he
can't- you op- th- th-
he didn't
just-
get in
just-
trouble
just
for
in
hitting the dude in the
general,
mouth.
just in
He
general,
didn't.
just
That
in
was
general.
confirmed by the niggas that suspended
I
him.
see what point you're making.
He
but
got
it's-
suspended for
I
something
see
that
what-
happened
I see what point
after
you're
the
making,
fact.
but retroactive, like, okay, all of that still happened at the same day, the same game. Like, we
That's why I'm
have the
saying
whole
time is
totality.
subjective. Your
We
opinion
have
of
the
that
total-
time is different from
No,
my
it's
opinion
not
of that
subjective.
time.
I can't. If I'm Kiki Vanderway, the nigga who's in charge of giving out discipline or whatever in the league,
Right.
I'm sitting here watching, like, all of that happened right here, right now. Like, that all happened within the same incident. Like, I can't go back
Over the course of about 10 minutes though.
months
From
later.
start
And
to
that-
finish.
That does not. That's still the same game. That's still the same.
Yeah,
moment
that's
in
true.
terms of the
That's
game.
true.
That's the same
That's
moment.
true.
That's totally different.
But
totally
it's
separate from
still
going back 3
two
months later.
situations needed to happen in order for Bron to get suspended. Not one, two.
Yeah,
That is true, whether we're using the word retroactive or not.
That's what
that
I'm saying.
is
You need
true.
to find a different word.
So you said the word retroactive, nigga. I didn't say that shit.
No, that's what I'm saying.
Because it is still because it's only subjective to time. That's it. Your opinion can differ. That don't matter. You can feel 3 months, and I can feel 10 minutes. I can use the word retroactive for something that took place 10 minutes apart, just like you could use that word for something that took place 3 months apart.
Nah, it's still the same moment, bro.
Exactly.
You were wrong.
But regardless, it's still the same moment because this nigga is still hurt. So it is still the same moment. This shit just took way longer. He's still fucking hurt. So technically the situation has not ended. Therefore, it's the same fucking situation.
I see what you're trying to do.
Like,
that's a false equivalency, but I see what you're trying to do.
Cap.
Well, go ahead.
So should niggas suspend Jokic for, or looking back on it, should he have been suspended longer? Because niggas is feeling like just on the sheer act alone, he should have warranted a bigger suspension. But being that he didn't, the aftermath should definitely warrant a longer suspension. Like, if you wasn't going to get suspended for doing it, you should definitely get suspended for something that happened way after. Being that this nigga still has not recovered, therefore the situation is not over.
No.
If Brian gets suspended a game for accidentally hitting a nigga in the face, you purposely buck a nigga, make his neck snap, and literally paralyze him for 3 months, and that's crazy. That's wild.
So what's the question, though?
But I asked it. I said, if I'm the Heat, do you keep him or release him? Like on the strength of what happened.
Okay.
Like what happened. Like it's damn. You know. Like damn. He did bring it on himself, but he didn't at the same time. He's doing what he needs to do for our team and hurt himself. Do you release him because now you no longer
he
need
wasn't
him?
doing what he needs to do for our team. Like
They-
trying to press somebody, you trying to go over there trying to.
Yeah, that's true. But that's what I'm saying. He's the tough guy for that team. He's the enforcer for that team.
Being a tough guy is different.
It got consequences though. Like
Maliciously, like going at somebody, like
yeah, I don't think he was malicious, but I do think he was trying to be the tough guy on the team.
yeah, negative.
But yeah, so
Negative.
do you release him because you don't need him, or do you keep him and look back and say, well, shit, we did need him, y'all like,
You're the tough guy.
yeah, you know, you got Udonis Haslem, but that nigga never gets off the bench.
That's
Like,
a business decision. If
yeah.
you already have somebody in place who could take his position
Udonis
or whatever,
Haslem
that's
got
one
it
thing.
like
But
that.
if not, and you don't just suspend him just because he hurt. But
Right.
if you have a player who you feel like is actually going to get minutes and play and fulfill his role
Right.
or expand his role, then okay, that's a business decision. But just because you hurt, I'm gonna just sign anybody, a nigga who gonna sit on the 13th
Right, and do
seat on the
nothing.
bench and do nothing. Like no,
I can see niggas going
that's
that
not-
route. Yeah, that I agree, but that's why I asked the question, because I genuinely think they're gonna go that route. I think they're gonna release this nigga.
The potential for you, that's why I say you have to have somebody already in place that's gonna take his spot, because the potential of him coming back has to be less than the potential of whoever you're bringing in to take his seat. You feel me? For him to go, you feel me? If his potential coming back is bigger than the potential of whoever we thinking about signing, then he's staying. You feel me?
I feel like niggas gonna look
Either
at it
way,
and
you're
say,
taking a chance.
we got this far without him, fuck it. You know, I feel like they might not even entertain a new nigga. They just want him gone. Like, you're hurt. Because I know how cutthroat business could be. That's why I'm thinking niggas, I wouldn't go that route. But I could understand and see why they would. It's like, we've seen niggas do it. Niggas have released niggas that tore their ACL. Peace, nigga, we don't need you. Like, that's fucked up.
And they made it to the finals without him. So
Yeah, like that's what I'm saying. Like they gonna look at it like, nigga, well, look what we did without you.
Yeah.
Bye. You know, addition by subtraction. Yeah, we could go get a new nigga to replace you, but you being off the team in general, it already solves our problem because we are good. You know, it's not like we suck with you. We're a great team without you. You just are still on our team getting paid. You know, like that's all you are right now.
So
you taking up a
is it-
seat.
Question is the trade deadline also the cutoff for being able to
Release a nigga.
people?
March is. I think
Okay,
March
okay, so that's
31st.
separate from the
Yeah.
trade. Okay.
If a nigga's on your roster by the end of March, he's on your roster for the rest of the season and the playoffs.
Sure. Okay, that makes sense. But yeah, so what you think? I mean, you say you think they will do that, but do you think they should do it?
Okay, in a general sense, no. But going back to what you just said, if your return, like if they are going to do due diligence and if let's say it's a foregone conclusion, they'll only release him if they're bringing in somebody else. If that's the case, then I'd agree with that. Because if you not finna come back and play no time soon, or you not finna produce like that nigga would, he has to at least understand, like, look, it's not exclusively because you got hurt. Like, I don't want that to be, he shouldn't be released for exclusively being hurt. But if it's like you are hurt and he's not. He's playing better than you. If both you niggas wasn't hurt, he'd be playing better than you. You have to understand why we're releasing you. If niggas gonna go that route, I absolutely release him. Like release him with the intent to replace him. Don't release him because he's hurt. I think that's my thing.
It's a natural like progression. For you feel me? Like you're on the team. You're signed. We signed you to the team because you are an enforcer.
Yeah, you're capable. He's a 3-and-D, a tough guy. Like you're capable.
You're a tough guy. You're an enforcer. And that's part of the reason that you got signed. But at the same time, what comes with that is being an enforcer. Like sometimes niggas come back.
Yeah.
In that case, you feel me? You feel me? Your I don't want to say your uses. You feel me?
Right.
Like no longer. You feel me? Limited. You feel me? So that's the risk you get when you taking that chance. You feel me? That's like for another type of player in the league, like a nigga who's just a 3-point shooter, what's the buddy that just playing for the Lakers, Danny Green?
Yeah.
Like once your shot diminishes, you feel me? Like it's a business decision. It's simply a business decision, and we no longer need. We need somebody to be this.
Right. You don't do that.
Like
right.
You wanted to be an enforcer, you got bucked back. Like maybe we need a new enforcer.
Facts. Some of that they ain't gonna get bucked back.
Right.
Man.
But that's just a business decision. I wouldn't be mad either way. Like it is what it is. Like you created this stigma and this aura about yourself.
Right.
So
Yeah, that's true.
It is what it is.
And was he? And like we gotta discuss if he was the true enforcer or was he just an expendable player who can enforce? Because like
that's very true.
PJ Tucker has filled that enforcer role.
Right.
Jimmy Butler, to a certain point, has been somewhat of an enforcer.
Markieff is a legit 6'8", 250 though. You
Yeah.
know, PJ Tucker is 6'3". I agree with you.
But
He is expendable enforcer. I do agree with that point. But I understand why they still bring in a Morris though.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, he is 6'8", 250,
That's
3-and-D, an enforcer.
That's
So however hard PJ can enforce, if I'm looking at body sizes and perceived strength, this nigga could probably do that same shit. You know, he probably ain't gonna shoot better, probably not play as good a defense. He'll probably close on a nigga as hard.
Number one attribute.
Yeah.
Like, that's not their number one attribute.
Yeah, they're there to do other shit.
PJ
Tucker is leading the league in made 3-pointers.
Right. And he's just a hard defender, hard-nosed defender.
Right.
He can hold whoever you got on the court, and then
really cause problems.
Yeah.
Like you said, Jimmy Butler, like he's a star player.
Right.
Like so
yeah. Like, do you just need somebody that's gonna jump on the grenade for you?
Right.
Or
shit.
do you need like a true like enforcer to feel that way?
Right. So that's just a organization.
If it's just a body, then that's
on
easy.
them to make that decision. You
Yeah.
feel me? Like I can't call it. You feel me? I understand either way. You feel me?
Yeah. But fuck. Like I said, release him to replace him. Don't release him because he's hurt.
Just cause,
Just exclusively because he's hurt. That's
how
rough.
bad is he hurt?
Huh? That's what I'm saying. Like to be 3 months, bro. That is like he's trying to avoid off-season surgery or something like that.
I'm the organization. I'm the business owner. You're not making it better. Like you making it seem like from what I seen him saying like. When you come back, you just gonna be on the
Yeah, he talking shit. Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Like we don't need that.
Like yeah,
especially
you trying to get back.
Right. We don't need that. Like we gonna get banned from the playoffs. You fucking around and really hurt.
Trying to go get this nigga like
in the playoffs. Like that's a premier NBA player, not just for their organization. Like that's a premier name in the whole league.
Facts.
Overseas,
right?
And everything. So you don't
he's probably a top jersey seller in all of Europe. Like
you don't do any. You can't do any of that. Like, do I even want to take that risk? Of you coming back doing some super
facts? Yeah, that's true. He definitely didn't help by running his damn mouth.
You feel me? We talking about
that's true.
Is the cost of you coming back greater than the benefit of you coming back?
Don't run your mouth in the hospital bed.
Yeah, you're hurt. Talking crazier than you ever have. Like
get better.
Don't do that.
Get better.
He's talking super.
Alright, you down bad. We don't know if he's gonna be the same when he come back. You feel me?
He might be in a wheelchair still talking
shit.
Like, yeah, it's over with. All you gonna still be no tough guy after that. But some people live and die on that though. Like whatever. Do what you do, man. Do what you do, man. Just try to get your ass back and get your bag. That's what you need to be trying to do. Worried about what Jokic over there doing. That's an all-star. That's a superstar over there. You feel me?
MVP.
Like, stay in your lane. Stay in your motherfucking lane. No, that's a fact. That's a fact. Anything else?
Nope.
Nah, you know,
I'll say the other one.
Yeah, I got some other shit where we can say that. We already there. Mark Cuban all on the court and shit. Sit your ass down. White privilege. He all on the court. Middle of the game. In the middle of the game, he walking on the court. That's that white privilege.
That's his court,
Yeah,
though.
that's
He is the one person
That's a fact.
who
That's
finna tell me to
all
get off this court.
Yeah,
Who?
that's a fact.
Who gonna tell me to get off this
You're
court?
not bigger than the NBA though. Like,
That's true,
You
that's true.
disrupting the game.
I agree with that.
You feel me? Like the rest have all right. They have all
Supposed to.
all
On
power
paper.
Granted, no, the power is granted to them by Adam Silver. Though.
Oh, no, I agree with that. That's why I said on
They
paper.
get to tell
They,
you
you obviously
you don't
see,
get
they
to-
didn't kick that nigga off the court, though. That's what I'm saying. On paper, they have that
But
power.
he knew to make it hasty.
Yeah.
Like keep
But
moving.
that's still his arena. Yeah, niggas can kick me off this court.
He gonna kick the NBA out.
But
the
it's-
like,
yeah, that's what I'm saying.
No more NBA.
Yeah, the
We
refs
host
can kick this nigga
We
off the
gonna
court.
see this
Like,
nigga ice from now
facts.
on. Like, get the NBA
Fuck
out
the
of here.
NBA.
Like, I
He
don't
can,
want the
like-
NBA. Yeah, that's a fact. That's interesting. That's an interesting dynamic
You
though.
niggas, you tell me shut up if you tell me move if you want to.
Right, kick the NBA
You might not
out.
ref another game in this in whatever. Oh, is it the Coinbase Arena?
Yeah.
Like you might not ref another game in this
When a
motherfucker.
parent come home during a movie and kick everybody out the house party.
Like what you gonna do?
Everybody get the fuck out.
Everybody, you ain't gotta go home. You gotta get the hell up out of here.
Kick
What
everybody
will
out
you
the
do?
arena. That's-
Niggas on the sidewalk.
Oh,
Like,
yeah, that's interesting. Interesting power dynamic for sure.
yeah. But you're right. He did make that shit quick. Like let me
Right.
get my shit off.
Right.
Like
Kicked out of here. I wonder if there's anybody who owns an arena, like a whole big ass arena like this, and
Yeah.
it's not a part of like an official franchise of any sort. Like you just got an arena just for entertainment.
I'm gonna look into Dan Gilbert. I don't know if he owns the arena, but he owns like some part of the Quickens brand, and
He
they
owns
play in the
it.
Quicken Loan Arena.
But yeah,
so I don't know if
that's
he
what I'm
actually
saying, yeah.
owns the arena and the team,
Right.
or if he's just like he owns a branch of the
a
actual
lot
parent
of
company.
people own the team and the arena. You feel me? You like most people own the actual arena. Like you don't own most people don't own the actual brand. Like you saying, Quick and Loans, they don't own the brand that's in sponsoring
on the name. Yeah.
But most of the owners do own the
Yeah, it's a
actual
lot. Like yeah,
property.
the shit
the
this shit's
actual
built
real
up on.
estate, yeah.
Like I'll kick a nigga off of this.
Right.
Like-
That's just the sponsor. But if he owns the building and he owns the sponsor, that's different.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Yeah, I think he might actually own it. Like it would be like Mark Cuban owning Coinbase. Like he owns it.
Right. Yeah, I'm sure he does.
That shit crazy.
Have a percentage just stock wise. You feel me? I'm sure he does own some shit, something. But that's neither here nor there.
Right.
Man. We've come to another ending. The close. In the Footsteps podcast. I don't even know what episode.
Number
this is.
11.
11, something around there, man. But yeah, it's been another edition, man. Y'all know what to do. Like, comment, subscribe on YouTube, share it. Check it out on all audio platforms, wherever you listen to your audio at.
Right.
Apple, Spotify, all that good shit. And yeah, it's your boy Dear Brother Flair.
Big Bank Weezo.
Billy J.
And this has been Friendly Footsteps, episode 11. Man, check back in with us next week.
Gang gang.
Until then,
Not really.
we out of that thing, man.